Hello everybody, I'm doing a bit of a live again today. Just broken something just down here. It's fine, I'll fix it, it'll be alright. So yeah, doing a live video just because I'm painting anyway, so might as well. Keeps us out of trouble. So yeah. So yeah, just waiting for Connor to come on to do it with me. He's a guy I know from Aberdeen with me. So, but I'll be painting this guy because he's gonna be my changeling, and this guy because he's gonna be my new noble demon prince for my Death Guard army. They're both from Balthazar's minis. Balthazar's, it's 3D printer in America. Nice guy. So yeah, painting them, and generally just keeping out of trouble. So, how's everybody? Is everybody doing this Monday? Here he comes.
Hello, mate.
Hello.
How are we doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. I said I'm painting two guys printed. Wow, that wasn't good.
What'd you do?
He came off his base, fell on the floor, and is now in 3 pieces that I can see.
Oh, well, that's sub-assembly for you.
Yeah, that's definitely sub-assembly now. Wow!
Way of doing it.
So I'm just painting this guy then. I might grab him in a sec actually. I'll get the first load of coat on this guy. Hello.
I made the decision. All right, buddy. I made the decision last night about like 2 AM to strip the paint off my homunculus.
Oh gosh.
Since I'm redoing all of it. The homunculus is one of the first I painted. Back when I had no idea what my scheme was. Well, I did know what the scheme was, but I didn't know how to do it. So, I mean, I still don't. But I hated the paint job of it. It looked really awful. Lots of glossy washes. It's just... So I stripped it last night, and I forgot to empty the pan of, what's the one called? The nail polish remover. So I walked in this morning to my front room, and it just stunk of nail polish remover. Fuck. Opening the windows in January in Scotland is always a good thing to do in the morning.
I know, yeah, no, I've just had to do that now because I just burnt pancakes. Well, I didn't burn them; they were just charred a little bit. Because I went for like a 10K run this morning, so I wanted protein pancakes for lunch.
They're not charred; they're medium well.
Yeah, they were all right. They weren't as burnt as the fire alarm was saying.
See, my fire alarm only goes off when I have a shower.
Now that's bad.
Well, it's just how they work, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just to do with the density of smoke, but
It's just like, oh, steam, smoke. Who knows what the difference is? Fuck it, off it goes.
hello.
I know you were talking about converting Death Guard possessed.
Yeah.
Have you seen Pete the Wargamer? It's done a video on it.
No.
Literally the day that we talked about it.
Yeah.
And he uses, I think it's some Age of Sigmar minis, and like mixes them with the Mark III kit, and it looked really cool. I'll send you.
Yeah, definitely. I've been listening to what's his face with all the lore videos.
Sorry, the one I sent you.
Yeah, that's been quite good.
Did you watch the Fulgrim one I sent you?
Yeah.
See what I mean? They're definitely leaving hints more than any other Primarch that Fulgrim's coming back. Then you throw in all the Slanesh Age of Sigmar stuff.
Well,
We'll see what happens, you know?
Or they're just going to BS you, just to annoy you.
Yeah, maybe this is all red herrings. They're just going to release like Lorgar or something. I think I'd rage quit. I spend 90 quid just to buy Lorgar and spitefully convert it into Fulgrim. And spam Twitter of Games Workshop every day until they release it.
If peer pressure only works. They don't care. They don't care. Because you're still buying stuff from them. So like,
I wouldn't be surprised if Fulgrim and, what's his name, Angron are sitting done with packaging, printed, everything labelled, all ready to rock and roll, mass produce, and it's just sitting there waiting for the release schedule.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Well, in theory, because they've had to delay like releases because basically just can't keep up with all the lockdowns and everything. They just can't keep up, and it's fair.
Supposedly
a lot of their stuff will be sat already, like ready to print.
Supposedly they've always been like 2 or 3 years ahead, so the stuff that will be released in 2 years' time will be already made.
Oh yeah, or not be made.
Not be made, and then obviously this is pushing it back to probably 3 or 4 years. But luckily we're in the Slanesh window, so hopefully they'll just keep the momentum going.
Yeah.
At least you'd think so,
But then they just released, was it Blood Angels, wasn't it? Blood Angels Combat Patrol.
Oh, the Dark Angels one, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a bit of a cop-out of the way they've done that box.
Yeah.
Not the box itself, but the image. So obviously they've got the Dark Angels upgrade sprue in it, right?
Yeah.
And they've posted it. If you look, the Sergeant is separate. It's from the rest of the 4 squad. Almost to make the box look bigger than it is.
Yep.
And I'm like, that's cheeky. That's dirty. But it's Games Workshop, what do you expect?
Yep. That's what I was about to say. It's like, they don't care as long as they're getting your money, like most companies.
Too right. Too right. On the plus side, though, they've definitely got, if they do release the 40k Slash stuff, I'll buy it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I'm hesitant to buy anything, but that, I'll be like, yep, take all my money. I'll just spam that meme. Obviously, we've got that group chat. I'll just take over that for a fortnight between the pre-order window and his release.
Yeah.
That's how it would work.
Oh, exactly. That's exactly how it works.
Oh yeah, too right. Slash takes over everything when it wants to. What is that?
It's my that Demon Prince guy I said with the.
Oh yeah. That's cool, man. I'm
just doing it. I always do Demon Nurgle in Castellian green. Castellian green. It's always that's the base color.
Caliban, and I've got Lauren.
I've got all the greens because virtually all the greens because at one point I was doing all the Death Guard and I've got a Nurgle army. I just bought all the greens.
I mean, I can't talk. Check us out. We have 1 purple. But wait, there's more. But wait, there's more. But wait, there's more. But wait, there's fucking more.
I don't think they did that many purples.
Wait, there's more. And then there's the violet wash as well somewhere around here.
Yeah. Well, I've only got 2 purples.
I have enough purple.
But then I have got like 4 Bugmans. Don't know how I've ended up with 4 Bugmans, but I got 4 Bugmans.
Yeah, I've got like 2 lead belchers, 3 of Adam Blacks.
Well, my problem with black is I've got a big bottle of it here. The like surface primer.
Uh-huh.
I've got a big bottle of surface primer.
Oh, okay. I need to get some of that. I literally used up the last of my spray paint last night.
I say I don't spray at all. I hand prime.
Yeah, I was looking at getting some primer for my airbrush.
Yeah. I've heard priming on an airbrush, though, is just murder. Like, it's just...
But it's easier than using aerosols when you live in flats.
Well, yeah, that is the only thing. Why I don't have an air.
So what time are you joining Erin's stream then? I saw she put you at 6 a.m, but I can't do conversions in my head.
It's basically 2 o'clock on Sunday.
Okay.
So...
Yeah, 6 a.m. for her.
Yep. Just fucking mental. But hopefully, I think it's good for me to be there because we bounce off each other, and
you riff a lot.
So it'll hopefully give her a second wind at that point.
That or you'll put her off and she'll just quit the stream. Afternoon.
It's my twin. So Name was killed basically a couple of months ago. Someone had kept messaging him saying he kept seeing videos of me and videos of him and getting us confused. I think it's just because we're ginger and we both sound English. That's literally it. So
when you say English, are they not English?
I don't know. They're just... He is.
You both are then?
Yeah.
But when you made it sound like, oh, we both sound English.
Yeah,
like,
I realised after I said it, I was like, that doesn't sound right. So we just had a joke about it, and then... Yeah.
That's quite cute, that is. I got a message by a guy from Italy.
Oh, yeah.
That was quite fun, having a wee chat with someone from Italy.
Oh, definitely.
I was telling them I was going to go to Italy.
My
ex-partner were going to go. March 2020. You can imagine how that went.
Yeah. I'm so glad me and Laura got away at the start of like March to Berlin last year.
Yeah. We were going to That was shit. I was looking forward to that. I haven't been on a proper holiday in years, literal years. I don't get a chance to. Although my best mate got us tickets for a festival this year.
Who?
We've been to go for fucking years now. And now we're going. She's got us tickets. And I reckon it's going to be cancelled, unfortunately.
Yeah. I think a lot of... Yeah, I've got quite a few. So, like last year, some of the people I was meant to watch, like, concerts. I had Cameron Barnes, Grace Petrie. I had the Green Day tour, so Green Day, Fallout, and Wheatus.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
What else did we have? Oh, for God's sake, we had another one. Jimmy Carr. Something else, I can't remember. Last year, well, none of it's happened, and then now they're just like a lot of them had put forward to April this year, but now a couple of them now have messaged and be like, no, we're putting it back even later, so like November time.
That's lame.
So it makes sense though. Like,
I'm still waiting for the Venom movie to come out. That was meant to come out in October last year.
What movie? The Venom?
Venom 2, yeah.
Oh, yeah, with Carnage. That looks so good. I mean, it's the one superhero movie that actually Laura likes. It's not a superhero, but...
I love Venom. It's one of my favourites. I love that movie.
Okay, I'm going to go and get the pieces of my figure.
It's better than it has any right to be.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy is just the reason why that movie is good. I'm getting blinded by this song. It's my neighbours across the road. Their houses, when this time of day, the light just straight in my eyes.
So I'm quite lucky where mine is because it's kind of out of the road a little bit. Good. It's like on the edge of like North Anderson Drive, but
I don't know my name's the road. Right, I lived in Yarmouth for 20 years, 1 year, something like that in total. I don't even know any roads other than where my parents live, and like the major ones. So yeah, I'm never gonna know names of roads and stuff.
no, I'm not much better, to be honest.
But
The thing is, we don't need to these days because sat-navs and mobile phone data.
yeah, but back when we were kids, we didn't have that luxury.
Well, that is true. Back in the day,
Back in the day, I never known any of the roads. So whenever I get people explaining to me where things are in Aberdeen, I just what's it near? Oh, it's near this road. No, give me a place. What's it close to? Hey, Connor. So, Connor, who's just joined, I've been painting up his Megazord for him.
oh, I'm so jealous of.
I've got it here actually in case I get bored.
Well, I like to paint like 2 or 3 things. It's just so good. I like painting 2 or 3 things at the same time anyway.
I just get bored doing the same thing over and over again.
That's why I do like 3 or 4 usually. I paint at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a bust I'm working on. I've got the Megazord. I've got my Dark Eldar. Sometimes I'll pop back and do some trim on my Emperor's Children. That's why I never finish anything, because I just bounce from one to another.
See, I'm pretty good at like going, okay, so like today where I'm like, okay, I've got my Demon Prince and my conversion for a Changeling. There's another piece I've lost. Got to find that in a bit. Oh, I think no. It's missing one of his horns. This has been the only problem with this mini. I dropped it ages ago, and it's just not. It's just so light anyway, and the contact points aren't very big on the figure. So when it breaks in like 6 places.
So I was really worried stripping this homunculus last night for that exact reason. The model itself is a spindly little fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And I had added a little bit of bobs to it because if you look at the model and you look at all the artwork for it, it doesn't. It's a great model, it's a great sculpt, but it just doesn't live up to the artwork that Games Workshop put out for it. Yeah. So I added a load of bits to it, and then obviously adding lots of spindly little shitty bits. And then you dunk it in a bunch of acetone-free nail polish remover, which does slightly weaken the plastic whilst it's in there. It hardens back up again.
Oh, yeah.
Gave me so much anxiety last night.
Well, that's fair.
So unfortunately, my stripping job wasn't the best last night, so the details are a little bit hazy.
I always strip on the air of caution, so I'd rather have loads of little bits that I've missed and then go back to it.
Yeah.
I don't mind going back 2 or 3 times to the same figure instead of like mass doing it and then breaking something or.
Like last night, this is how delicate I was trying to be. I have I normally do it with a toothbrush and you just scrub at it.
Yeah.
But I didn't do that this time. Because it's so delicate and there's so many like little nooks and things between his coat and this, that, and the other, I ended up having to use a basting brush.
Jeez.
Bristles and just stippling at it and taking the paint off. That was a pain. That was such a pain.
It's one thing I love about a metal model.
Yes. Old school metal.
You know, that it's so much easier to strip them. Like I used to play Infinity, so I had like an Infinity.
Yeah.
Army. I think I repainted like 3 times because unfortunately, Infinity was one of the things I got into near the start of when I was painting again.
Mm-hmm.
It's crap. So I repainted it, and I kept repainting it, and I was just like, I'm just going to sell it. I never actually played it properly. I only ever played it if there were shorter numbers to make enough numbers to have like a competition.
Yeah.
Um,
I had when I was younger, when I started playing a little bit of 40. Well, I just not playing, painting 40K back in high school. We did a lot from eBay back when eBay you could get a decent deal off eBay,
yeah.
and you just buy really shittily painted metal models, get them home, stick them into methylated spirits, and you got a brand new model for like super cheap.
Well, I use methylated spirits to strip plastic.
Oh yeah.
The purple stuff basically. I swear by it. Like that's what I use to strip models. Because you can get it in most places, like Home Bargains or Nickel and Dime. So,
see, I just used the nail polish remover from Mazda, my local Mazda.
Yeah.
Literally, if I want to strip a mini, I go over there, pick it up $1.90 a bottle, job done.
Yeah. This is it. I have methylated. Well, I have methylated spirits because you can clean basically your bearings in your roller skates. You can clean it with.
Oh yeah.
So it's something I already have in my house.
Do you know how I get bad stuff off my snowboard? It's just a piece of acrylic. It's just a slab of acrylic. You just scrape out it, take all the old wax off.
The problem, so bearings for a roller skates are actually a bit stiffer than for roller skates.
Okay.
So they're like a bit more sticky almost. So like roller skates ones, they literally spin them and they go like, they just go for ages, where if you use roller skate ones, they stop after a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's one of the big differences. It's just, skates roll a bit. I think because, I don't know, actually, no, not a clue why it is. Just is what it is, but yeah.
I've never been good at roller skates.
I love my roller, but I'm not good on roller skates. Like, I just don't have maybe a filter to slow myself down.
Yeah, but you play roller derby, so you can just use the other players as a break.
Yeah, but you still have to be able to stop, and I can't do that. That is literally what's stopping me passing my minimal skills, is that I can't stop.
Yeah.
My argument to that is you don't need to stop, you just need to hit somebody.
Exactly, yeah, they're your breaks.
But no, you have to be able to stop safely, so...
Yeah. That's one thing that I had to learn quite quickly when I was learning to snowboard, because there was a point where we had some people twat around, like not getting off the base quicker, and walked across like shit. And I was like, oh, that's an easy way to break.
Like I would do almost a power slide on a rollerblade. Sorry, not a rollerblade, on a snowboard. So I'd like kick out my back end. And I kind of do that. I can do that on roller skates. I can do like basically I can do like a derby stop. Was basically you literally flip yourself 180 and you use the back wheel, but your back brakes just slow yourself down and you just slide. Okay. You can also just like stop in your toe stops and stuff, but I just love a power slide. It's brilliant. Like especially on just roller skates, because literally it's your ankles just sliding across the ground.
So, I really am upset that I can't leave the city to go snowboarding this year.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gotten, man. Luckily this year I've got all my gear now, so I can go out whenever. I don't have to pay the prices of like rental gear out in Glenshee or anything like that.
Oh yeah, I bet they're extortionate down there as well.
Yeah, it's like, I remember when we went, it was 35 quid for, I think it was 35 quid for us to get our day pass.
Yeah.
I think it was like an extra 40, 50 for a rental, I can't remember. We were at the end of the season though, So I mean, I don't know whether the prices were the same or. And we booked on the day. We didn't book in advance. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, but I also think the problem you have as well is that all the prices will now go up as well.
Problem as well was the gear was shit.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I was really disappointed by that. And one of the guys that I was that was meant to be helping me was an absolute pain. I was like, oh, can I get a 158 regular, please? 158 regular, please. So what size shoe are you? 10. Well, here's the board, and he gave me a 160. 160 wide. I was like, no, can I have a 158 regular? It's the size of my board I've got sitting over here. And he was like, normally you wouldn't use one of them for that size. I went, yes, but the last few weeks I've been practicing with a 158 regular down the dry slope. Oh, well, you're using this one. Fucking fine. Went back later, found a different guy. I was like, look, can I swap this board out, please? I was like, yeah, sure. What did you want? I went, a 158 regular. I told the guy. I was like, oh, well, sorry about that. I'm like, for fucking sake.
Yeah, job's worth.
Yeah. But I've got my own gear now, so it's all fine.
Yeah.
I got myself sized at Ride in Bankery.
Yeah.
And they lovely guys, and I told them I want a snowboard. This is what I've got. What size do I want? They're asking for size, and they went, "Oh yeah, you want this one?" I went, "Okay, cool." So when I went to learn at the dry slope, I asked them if I could have the same size board to learn on that I've got coming.
Yeah.
And then obviously when I went to the slopes, they were like, "No, this is standard stuff. Here you go, got this one." I'm like, "Thanks for that."
That's You're almost at the mercy of what people assume as well, renting.
Yeah. I've got all my own gear. I've got trousers, which is handy because last time I went up in my motorbike jacket and jeans. And I was sliding down the mountains, and when we finished, I pulled out a chunk of ice the size of my hand from the side of my trousers. But I had proper trousers now. I even looked at getting some trousers from the new Decathlon that opened up in Aberdeen.
Oh yeah.
That's shit.
Oh.
Like, I got a bag from them. It's a boot bag and helmet bag, and that's great. Paid 15 quid for it. Fantastic. But I bought some trousers for 40 quid. I think it was 35 or 40 quid.
Yeah.
They had the full-on suspenders and everything. It just felt like wearing a plastic bag.
Yeah.
And it really hurt my fucking self-confidence because I went in to Ride before buying them, and I was looking at trousers, and I looked at them and I was sizing myself up. I like my trousers to be relatively baggy when I'm doing stuff like that.
Yeah, so you want the movement.
I was on the cusp of large XL, so I went, I'm definitely going to get XL. They're quite baggy. That'll do me. Went into obviously they were about 120 quid, and I was like, what I'll do.
I'm just going to try and find this piece of model I'm missing.
It was more of I was going to get the year of the season.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll get some 35 quid down the dry slope. They'll do me for now. And then, you can go to Ride and get the decent ones near the season. And the XLs I got did not fit me. They were too small.
Jeez.
Uh-huh. I literally couldn't I could get them on, but if I were to even stretch my legs to where my board was, they're already full stretch. I was like, fuck, So that night I went and bought some, I think it's Velcon ones from Ride. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get the expensive ones now.
Yeah. Did you try and get your money back?
Yeah, I went back the next day. I was like, yeah, I don't fit. Can I have my money back? And they were like, yeah, sure.
That's good then.
I was shocked, though.
Yeah, because Decathlon's usually pretty good. It's like I get a lot of I've got like running gloves from them and stuff like my hat and stuff like that, and it's been pretty good. So,
my dad's bought me crossbow bolts from there before, from the Edinburgh one. Oh, fine.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it's just one of those things. It's just the one thing but they're usually really good.
That's why I was like, oh, wait, cool. Decathlon, I'll just go there.
Yeah. Well, so I quite like Decathlon, and so Laura's parents have got a house or a villa or whatever you want to call it, out in Spain, and there's a Decathlon really near it. What was brilliant, it was my first experience of Decathlon, and I was like, oh my god, this is bloody amazing. So we were over the moon when we got here. But it's like getting running shoes. Like, you spend a bit more to get slightly better quality or more fitted to your running style, because we all run slightly differently, and you have pronating and so basically your ankles will roll in or roll out or you're footed. There's all different types, and because I've been running a while now, I actually know how I run, if that makes sense. So I don't have to go to a shop, run for it, do a proper one. And it probably would be better if I went to one of those shops, got properly fitted and properly, but I know roughly, and spending a little bit extra to get a slightly better shoe sometimes is not always worth it, but having the right gear, so having proper running shoes instead of just trainers from Asda, make a bloody difference.
I wear on my daily some heavy duty work boots that are Steelies. 25 quid. I'm on my motorbike and everything.
Yeah.
For some reason, the shoes is the one thing that I don't spend a lot of money on, really, for motorbikes.
No.
My helmet was, I think there's a new version right now, I think I paid 240 quid for it. Then I stuck a 90 quid sound system in it. My leather jacket is about 150 quid's worth. My gloves are about 50 quid's worth. I've got riding trousers that are like jeans. They're 150 quid's worth. I'm riding in about 600-700 quid's worth of gear.
But it's worth it for the safety of it as well.
Exactly. It sucks when you see these guys riding these lovely sports bikes and they're riding around in jeans and a t-shirt. You're like, I want to smack you.
Well, it's also, it's people not wearing appropriate equipment. As I say, I play roller derby, but I don't have a shit helmet because, there's a good chance you're going to hit your head at some point.
Yeah.
And there's a guy in our team that he had quite a nasty fall literally just before in February.
Okay.
What happened was, the short description is he was running around on his toe stops around the pole, but after coming at quite high speed to the pole. So it was trying to jump onto his toe stops and pretend it's like a blocker and he's trying to get around them sort of thing. We were warming up. But as we did that, his ankle rolled. He fell into the pole hit here, hit his helmet up slightly, and his cheek hit the floor full pelt.
Oh.
But, funnily enough, ended up having to have surgery on it. His second injury he's had.
Mm-hmm.
So last time he just passed his minimal skills.
Yeah.
I can't remember what he'd done. I wasn't there when it happened, but he basically turned funny and just snapped his ankle.
Nice.
Yeah.
When last time I went up not last time, the one before, I think, I went up the dry slope before it closed. It was really wet and windy.
Yeah.
I just finished. I literally that day had newly waxed my board, so it was flying down the hill. I was going down so it just I had no control. Like it's like, yeah, no, I'm not stopping. And I actually did it to turn a little bit, but the whole board just gave out underneath me. And the instructor heard the crunch and looked over and he said, the way I describe it as, you're doing a handstand without using your hands. And I was like, everyone heard a crunch and they were like, oh, did you break your board? I went, no, it was just my spine.
Yeah.
Crunch. And I got up and I was like, oh! Oh, does anyone want any juice? I went to Asda for a 5-minute break and then got back on the board straight away.
Oh gosh, this is the you have to get back on it. Like, so like when there's no COVID, we always have a Christmas like award ceremony in the roller derby team, and one year basically somebody won everything because he was like the most popular and all that jazz, and he had really, but anyway, he deserved it. He did. But the guy who is our vice president then stood up about an hour later, quite intoxicated, what was quite funny, and basically made up his own awards to give everybody a chocolate coin, just because. But I remember he was like, so there's 2 people in the team who do this, and I really struggle to choose. But this award goes to the most fools that I look around and go, "Oh, you devil!" Everything's good. How about you?
Hi, buddy.
So yeah, because he says a couple of times he's watched me like fold because I've got extended ligaments in my feet. My ankles basically, I can turn my foot almost 180.
Okay.
So I'm quite like flexible in that way. So he says, yeah, he's watched some of my falls and gone, "Hi, God."
And then you're always fine.
Yeah, and then I'll just jump up. But I come out with some very nice bruises sometimes, of like wheel prints in my feet.
When I went to the slopes back in March, I had a bruise all the way down my side. Some super racer decided he's going to come in front of us, and I was like, oh, I don't know what to do. I could have gone into him, or put the board down, I really wish I'd gone into him now. Just to give him a lesson, just to teach him a lesson.
But yeah, like, I think because I don't really have a very strong fear, like, what's it called? Mechanism?
Yeah.
Like, so generally what somebody would be fearful of, I'm not always. What's good in some ways, but it also means that I've done some quite nasty falls that really should have maybe gone, oh, maybe you should slow down. Instead I've gone, let's go faster.
Yeah, I remember when I came off my bike when I was 18, a lot of people were like, oh, is that you done? I'm like, no, why the fuck is it not? 9 years later, I'm still riding around.
Yeah. This is it. It's just that, but yeah. But it has led to me being able to like jump some ridiculous heights on my roller skates.
Yeah.
You know, because I've just not got that fear factor.
See, I have that, especially on the bike. Like, I'm riding around on a Bandit 600, and
yes.
When I got these new tires, I replaced my tires November last year, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was November, around that time, October, November time. And oh my god, it was like riding a new bike, and they want to go down any corner at any speed. I'm like, no, we're not having that happen.
Yeah, there's. But it's probably like I came on a real proper May, June on my roller skates. So I was skating in Duffy Park because the part's pretty good for like skating around because it's relatively flat, most of it, but also there's enough space that I can then weave out of people's way.
Yeah, I go out there sometimes just for a wander.
But the problem was, I caught a stone one time and I just went flying. I've actually got basically like a scar about this big on my right shoulder.
Yeah.
It basically looks like I've had like 3rd-degree burns. Because I was going, I worked, so my watch tells, I put it on like bicycle mode, my watch, and it told me basically at that point I was going about 14, 15 miles an hour. And I just completely bucketed it. I was so lucky that nothing else broke, like nothing, my shoulder and my watch broke. That was it. You know, that was damn, like, if my face had hit the floor.
Wipe out.
Yeah, it'd have been a proper, just A&E job, but yeah. And then, so...
Speed limit shit.
Yeah, I need a speed limiter. But luckily, because I work in care as well, district nurses pop into my workplace quite regular.
Yeah.
So I just got them to look at it, and they were like, yeah, that's basically 3rd-degree burns you've given yourself.
Nice one.
They were like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. Just bloody sore, and it's quite painful.
I'm
like,
looking at keep giving myself 3-degree burns.
How? Oh,
no,
sorry.
I work in the kitchen and I haven't given myself the equivalent of 3-degree burns.
What's quite surprising, if you're on a bike...
Huh?
As long as you don't fall off your bike at speed, you'll be all right.
I mean, I came off at 30, I still got a scar for it, and that's only at 30.
But that's wearing proper equipment. That goes back to what we were saying at the start.
The only scar I've still got from Weatherspoons is one from my oral pod back when I was in Yarmouth.
Yeah.
It'll come on the camera.
Oh, yeah.
So, what we have is, in our walk-in fridge, in my old pub, it was a walk-in fridge and freezer were in the same thing. So you walk through our fridge to get to the freezer.
Yeah.
And in the fridge, there's these big racks that we can like put dough and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like metal slats. And then the trays just slide into them. And I went in.
McDonald's something similar to that. Yeah.
Yeah, picked up a couple of boxes from the freezer. I couldn't see the thing, but I knew where everything was because I literally just walked through. I didn't realise someone just gone into the walk-in fridge behind us, moved the trolley. So I walked through. My hand just went straight into the rack, and the slat just went straight into my hand. I had like a 90-degree cut straight up. I looked at it, I was like, fuck's sake, and I went out, dropped the box and went, who moved the thing in the freezer? In the fridge? And so I went, me? Why? I went, that's why! It was just like blood down my hand. I'm like, God damn it. Now
yeah, so I worked in McDonald's for a while, so McDonald's have had a very similar thing to what you're describing. So yeah, they're quite deadly, really.
Oh, I wasn't carrying like 2 boxes of chips. It wouldn't have been so bad.
Well, see, this is it. It was always a game. Like, I think it's maybe because I was an early adult teenager, when I was there, and it used to be a little competition how many boxes of fries you could carry through safely, yeah. that you could still open doors and stuff. And apparently my brother now works at that McDonald's, and he's just beaten my record.
What were your record?
So they're 15 kilograms each.
Yeah.
And I had 3 that I could still open a door with.
Holy shit.
I always say to people, I'm a little like pocket rocket because I look like this little unassuming person that generally quite weak and all that jazz, and actually.
But you'll happily take some pocket money.
Yeah. Oh well, fuck no. So my brother took 4 the other day.
Yeah.
And the manager was just like, "Oh my God, Sam!" It's like, "Whoa!" I was beating my brother's record. And they hadn't, at that point, they went, wait. Because my brother's like got quite half-cast skin. we've got the same parents. It shows you what genetics do.
Yeah.
And so they hadn't quite twigged that we were brothers.
Right.
And that was the point where they went, oh, I see.
Yeah. I hate when we have a delivery and there's like 10 boxes shipped. Like, oh, here we go. Who needs to go to a gym when you can put away a delivery of food?
I always say to people, like, so I was regularly like drive-through staff. I was just quite good at organising stuff at speed. And I honestly said to people, like, I actually gained weight when I left McDonald's.
Yeah. Just because you weren't used to
Literally just powering through like 6 or 7 hours of working straight. Or
oh, yeah.
Hours. Fucking epic shit.
It's always good when you have a good crew, though. Like, the guys that I work with, they're fantastic. I love them all.
Yeah. Oh, it does. It massively helps. I fixed my changeling now. Green stuff for the win. Just got lit. My changeling, so the guy I dropped on the floor at the start.
You fixed him finally.
Well, just got to leave him now for 24 hours without pissing about with him and not touching him.
He's a changeling.
Sorry?
He's a changeling. He's meant to change.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I'm saying, but I feel bad because somebody printed me. It was a 3D print somebody did for me. A Balthasar minis. And then I went and dropped it like within a day of me having it, and I was just like, for fuck's sake.
Oh.
And it's not like he lives in America as well, so it's not like I could just like nip round and go and get a new one.
Yeah.
And now because of Brexit as well, we have to pay even more import charges. So
I was talking about that yesterday. It's just ridiculous now. Everything's getting so much more expensive, and all the people who would like, oh, everything's gonna be fine with Brexit. You're like, where did you think that? Where did you get that idea from?
Yeah. Well, it annoys me because it annoys me and my partner because we both like going abroad.
Yeah.
Like, we wouldn't think anything of like 2 or 3 trips abroad to wherever in Europe. But now you've got to think, oh God, we've got to wait. It's not so bad you've got to wait in like airports, and it's a bit annoying to get through customs and stuff. Like, that's frustrating, but that's just what it is. But it's more that it costs us now more to get there.
See, that's why I'm very, very tempted to just get my Canadian passport and only go to Canada for holidays. Go to Scotland or Canada, and that's it.
You get your Canadian, but then you'd have to get like a work visa to still work here.
Huh?
If you had a Canadian passport, you would. Because you wouldn't then count as a British citizen unless you went for dual nationality.
Yeah, I'm a dual national.
Yeah, that'd be fine then.
Yeah, I'm a dual national for the UK and Canada. So I can get my Canadian passport anytime I want. Just because it's a new passport and I'm going to have to do it over here, it's going to cost me 120 quid to do though.
Yeah. So
I'm like, ouch.
It's just crazy, really.
Yeah. My old man was telling me a story because he's got dual nationals as well. And he was telling me about how one time he gave over the wrong passport at a customs office and they accidentally stamped him able to visit but not able to work, and he had to go to the British Embassy and be like, I have both. I can still work, right? Like, what do I legally do? I have one passport saying me I can work in the UK and one saying I legally can't. What happens? So they just were like, yeah, we'll just null and void that stamp.
Jeez.
He's like, it's really weird. I had to talk to my HR, my company, everything. Like, technically, I might not legally be able to do any work today.
God, it's crazy.
Problem is, I'm now having to try and remember what my recipe was to my homunculus skin. I think I used flesh. I think. And then final highlights, the pile of witch flesh. Problem is my pile of witch flesh is all dried up, so I need to get some more from Ria. But I've got the coat done, which is handy. A lot better than last time. Don't know if it'll come out, but lighting is not great.
Oh yeah.
It's better than last time, at least. It's in person, at least. It definitely looks like bruised old skin.
Yeah.
I can't wait for my Crypt Horrors to arrive. I'm assuming since they haven't turned up yet, they'll turn up tomorrow, probably. 1 to 3 days, and they'll post it on Saturday.
Understand what? I know, I don't understand what he's written, no.
No, unfortunately not. I can barely read English.
I was going to say, stop playing with it. I keep picking it up and dicking about with the green stuff. I'm like, just leave it, let it dry, Jonathan. Stop playing around with it.
Oh, I'm so bad for being impatient.
Well, it's also what I've done stupid. So the problem you can never get like a really tiny amount of green stuff. I don't like wasting.
Yeah, I still not used green stuff yet. I need to go.
No, I've got shit tons. You can have some.
Because
big enough to last me another 4 or 5 years. I actually picked up two 16 inches ones.
Okay.
Okay, I might actually use quite a bit in future if I do more of those Pokemon.
I mean, I know a lot of conversions for like grotesque and stuff use green stuff to make wires, and they use like presses and rollers and stuff.
Yeah.
So looking at me something like that. Obviously,
it's really cool. I quite like sculpting with green stuff. It's quite nice. I actually like old green stuff, so stuff that's been for a couple of years, because it starts getting a bit harder and it's harder to work. But it means the whole detail is a bit easier and it's less sticky on your hands. I'm the same. I used to use green stuff well for texture plates, but was too impatient and kept ripping, peeling off. Yeah. I actually, with the plates, I found you need to add shit tons of water. And like when you think you've got enough water, double it. And that's how I've used plates before. But yeah, I like the idea of plates, but they are.
You recommend using them then? Because obviously I've used a little bit of milliput stuff, but I've not used green stuff for a lot of things. Hold on. The one thing I've really sculpted, I'll get it just now, is it's obviously this monstrosity.
Oh yeah.
So all the tentacles are made out of milliput.
Oh, okay.
So
I think green stuff is better at doing like flat work. If that makes sense. So it's probably better for sticking 2 bits of resin together or stuff like that. But I've used milliput for smaller, because I think milliput's meant to be a bit firmer. Water before I use it. Yeah. Pretty much. Like, you need so much water with green stuff. And once you've used it a while, you get used to knowing, okay, it's just starting to get, I need another drip of water.
Okay.
But that's just confidence with it as well.
I tend to, when I'm learning a new skill, I tend to just go whole hog. Like obviously, when I tried looking up in videos stuff, everyone was using green stuff, so it's like, sort of, let's see what happens.
Fuck's sake, what does it mean dropping stuff at the moment?
You just dropped the thing again.
Oh, because I can't really touch my changeling until that drops. I won those hero beast things the other day, and they arrived yesterday. So I'm probably just going to sit and prime them now. But they're quite cool. I've got Mimic, Chest Mimic.
See, I never got into D, but I love these mimic things. I think they're so cool.
I've got another mimic up there that's basically like a little tank, not tankard, or a beer barrel or something like that. It's quite cool.
Always makes me think, you know, when people take Rhino conversions on in Warhammer and they get like 4 orcs inside.
Yes.
I love that. I think they're fantastic.
Do you know what I'd love to do? And I keep trying, like, I want someone to basically hire my brush so I do it, so then I don't have to pay for it, because I have no use for it. It's basically, I want to make wheelchair orc bikes, basically. So they're all on orc bikes, but they're actually all in wheelchairs. I just think it'd be fucking awesome.
Oh, I love when you start doing pod races and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fantastic.
But that's why, like, the Pokemon squigs kind of work, because the whole idea of orcs is I believe, is basically if they think a million times, if they hold a million sticks and they all go bang, 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 one will shoot.
Yeah, it's like they've got like that kind of gestalt kind of form of consciousness, and they pump it into the warp and allows what they believe to come true. So they believe red vehicles go faster. They actually go faster. If they want, there's a story where an orc war boss's car runs out of fuel, and one of the one goes, "Oh, boss, you forgot to fill up the tank." You go, "No, I filled it out this morning. It should be fine." And all the other ones go, "Oh yeah, you did, didn't you? Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did." He turns the ignition and starts. Well, that kind of stupidity.
I just love it.
It's just comic relief, but it's perfect.
I do wonder if someone just jokingly mentioned it in fuck's sake. If they mentioned it in one of those like in a board meeting, it was just like, do you know, it'd be really stupid if we did this, and someone went, "Yes, let's run with it."
Yeah, it was a joke, and someone was waiting for someone to go, I was only kidding about that whole thing, and it just went on and made it into print, and they were like, well, it's too late now.
Yeah. Yeah, someone's going, he's going to say he doesn't want us to do this. He's going to say he's not said we...
I love the orcs, though. They're fantastic. An orc army would be fun to do, just because you'd be able to kit bash so much nonsense.
Yeah.
That's hoping for my Monkus covers, I want everything bar the basic racks to be converted now. I've got a Kronos and Talos that aren't, but I'll have to make alternatives.
Oh yeah.
Even my Homunculus model is converted to a degree. It's got a different head, 2 different hands. He has 4 originally. I swapped out 2 of them. And I've given some extra beats, just because it doesn't. If you look at the artwork they have in the codex, it's monstrous. Like, it's horrific. Then you get then you get the model, and it's just some old guy with a fucking punk head. Nah, shit. Like, no disrespect to the sculptor, it's amazing sculpt, and the way it's put together is fantastic. But the face was just alone not great, and the racks have more obsceneness added to them.
Yeah.
So why the hell would the homunculus be even worse? So I made them even worse.
This is it, and there's so many things like that. I think it's like I don't like the Nurgle Demon Prince. I have it. I just don't like the sculpt.
Yeah.
And it's the same with that new guy. I can't remember his name. The Death Guard with the like flamer. I don't like that sculpt. Just don't like it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just don't know why. But it's the same with like Typhus. I don't like the like original Typhus. The where he's got like
one, yeah.
You know, and I basically like chopped it out so then he's got it like more facing forward and
I
he's got
Typhus.
and it just a lot of my stuff looks slightly different. So a lot of my is not all how it started. Well,
Yeah.
I played Burst. That's one of them's covered in skulls and just looks rotten. It's got like people in the back loading up a sack of Nurgle rot, and then the other one's got like a giant snail.
Yeah.
Actually,
the Demon Prince I've swapped out. It's third party, but I've done a lot. My the Filer is converted. I'm going to use third party things for my Hero Possessed. I've got my Dreadnought, Terminators, and Noise Marines are all Games Workshop. So my characters are unique. My Marines all have third party head swaps. Just makes them more yours, you know.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That is exactly the reason I do that.
Now, for the channel, Alan was looking at doing like battle reps and stuff, and I was like, we ought to do a thing where we get all the people we know to design characters and do like a full-on crusade with custom minis and that sort of stuff.
That'd be cool.
Like just the character would need to be converted, but it'd be a fun old challenge to see what people would do, you know?
Yes.
Whether it be just a simple head swap to something more obscene, like my Chaos Lord is made out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kits. Obviously, the redo, I don't think it's got as many kits in it, but the original one has like 6 kits going into one mini.
Jeez.
As the body of one of those Venetaris from the Custodians, the face of a Emperor's Children Palatine Blade, the arms from an Intercessor, the other arms from the Mark III. His blade is from one of the Adeptus Mechanicus line. I can't think what it is. But he's got front plate from the Possessed. And he's got, I don't know what Space Marine range, some kind of Fury Seals.
This is...
What's his... Yeah. And he's also got Blood Angels shoulder pad.
Yeah, like, the thing is, like, if you talk to people who don't really ever paint Warhammer, then you go, oh, you could use, like, make a kit bash model. And people are like, yeah, unless you actually do Warhammer, you don't have, like, random arms and stuff like that. And it's like, because that was one of my suggestions to be a Dark Elf Dares, is like, literally, you can only use spared pieces, you can't use an actual figure.
Yeah. I use the for that, so. Bit of praise of my friends.
And it just wouldn't work for 90% of people, and that's especially because I think also because my majority of people aren't very much. There's not many Warhammer people really.
Yeah,
and I think the same for Aaron is.
I think Warhammer's getting more and more popular,
Especially
especially
with massive. It always has been massive though, but it's just because I paint so little Warhammer. A lot of my followers don't really follow me for Warhammer.
Yeah.
And
I
then
I paint isn't Warhammer.
Yeah, but there is a big majority of people. Yeah, just not something I paint.
Armies, but I paint board games and one-off busts. I've done a little bit more on her.
Did you dye her hair?
Sorry?
Ah.
Yeah, I did. I put red on the bottom.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that looks so much better.
Did a red dye. So I'll be putting pictures of that up soon as well. Really happy with that actually. It's my first bust though. I've got the Squidmar one coming. He's released the first of the masterclass videos for a different bust. But I'm looking forward to the one I've got coming. But I wanted to do bus first, just without learning any other tricks, just seeing where I'm at, and then seeing where I could change, where I could update, you know.
Well, there's a really good thing. So I don't know if you follow Raggy Paints or if you have Discord, but there's basically a big Discord channel from he's sort of set up, and basically it's for fuck's sake, Jonathan, I really can't speak at the moment. And it's got a whole section about people who are airbrush painters.
Yeah.
And it's really good for there's like a feedback section, so you can put something on and say, what could I do differently?
Okay.
Because we've all got, you know, different skills.
Like, when it comes to the airbrush, I don't use it as much as I think you think I do.
Oh no. I think I assume because people who use airbrushes rely on them quite a bit.
I find cleaning it and setting up so tedious. I only use it when I feel like I need to. Like, I put some color. I put a white spray on this homunculus just because there's so many shapes and volumes, just to get an idea.
Yeah.
Of where colors are going and the shades and that. But everything on it is going to be painted away with hand by brush.
Yeah.
That Megazord is the only thing I use airbrush wise is a base color Avalanche Sunset, because I was getting bored layering up yellow after yellow after yellow. But after that, but before that, everything was hand brushed.
Yeah.
My Dark Elder are all hand brushed. My Ember's Children, the purple is airbrushed on, but everything else is.
You can also see, like, when you look at someone's paintwork, you can kind of see if it's airbrushed.
Yeah.
A slightly different texture.
Yeah. I think because my Ember's Children are all purple from Games Workshop, it kind of works a little bit easier because it's like they blend easier because they're all the same medium.
Yes.
So that's kind of handy, but yeah, I get what you mean. Like, you can definitely tell sometimes it's like that's airbrush.
And I think I've noticed more since I've been doing like the judging as well. I've been able to pick out more things, and it has a couple of times I've actually messaged one or two of them and like, okay, how did you get this? Because I like that effect, and
airbrush.
Because that's the best way to do it.
Start.
Like, just ask people, because there's like a guy called Spartan, and I never remember his numbers, but like 3-6 something. Oh, I've used airbrush for Blood Angels and Spaceballs, but only the main colours. Once I've got those down, back to brush. My Death Guard was spray paint primed, and that's it. The rest was brush. Yeah.
My children, I do exactly the same thing. I just spray down my purple, and then after that, I hand brush it. Oh,
like,
to be fair,
for this guy. Like, for this guy, just like his main colour would be useful if done with an airbrush, just because then it would just. But it just, for me, it's another piece of equipment I don't really have space for.
Yeah, it's a good bit of kit, actually, if I'm honest. I really enjoy it. It's a pain in the arse to clean and all that shit, but I want to learn a few more techniques and tricks and get a bit more fine control so I can do a bit more high detail work with it. But as far as I'm concerned, it's good for base colors, but it is a larger. It's all right. It's a tool to be used, like everything. You can't rely just on washes. You can't rely just on an airbrush. You can't rely just on this, that, and the other. If you ask me, like, I can't rely just on brushwork. Like, sometimes the brush isn't the best tool for something.
So, like, for me, when I came back into painting 3 odd years ago now, someone basically taught me, because I had to basically relearn everything. It'd been like 10 years or something stupid that I hadn't painted. So it's basically relearning. And someone basically told me what you do is you paint the model and drown it in Agrax, and that's it, done.
Yeah.
So I did that for ages, but nobody told me different.
Like nobody ever said you don't do that and literally drip it. Because that's what he said. He was like, oh, I basically put it into a pot, shake it up in the wash, and then just let it air dry. And so that's basically what I was doing, and it was pooling, and it was okay for Death Guard, like, because the dirt.
It's like all things. It's all about give and take on certain techniques. Like, I haven't used any Nuln Oil in a long time.
I don't use Nuln Oil very much.
But if you're a beginner painter, Nuln Oil is your best friend.
Airbrushes are perfect for terrain, yes.
Like, if you're doing, yeah, I can imagine. I haven't painted any terrain, but luckily I don't have to worry about that.
Yet. Well, if you want to practice, I've got a big box of terrain that needs doing something with.
Is that a hint? Is that a hint? Do you want me to come and do your terrain for you?
Oh, I was just going to go down the range and buy 2 spray cans and just go psh, psh, and then rub it with some silver. Done.
Yeah, you could do that. I mean, I was actually about to be nice and say, like, when lockdown's over, I'll get you over. You can bring the train. I'll do it for you over a coffee.
Yeah.
If you haven't done it by then, that's
might even actually not at this rate. I might not even be living here at that point.
Oh, you're thinking of moving, are you?
Well, I moved December here, but I potentially moving in with my partner, so me and her living together.
Is Laura living in Aberdeen?
Yeah, she lives in Aberdeen. We just couldn't. So when I looked for this, I wanted a new place. I just needed to move from my old flat. It was too small. I was getting frustrated with some of the things. I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to move. So I moved in December, and just at the end of December, she got a full-time job. So that was stopping us living together. Was she only worked part-time for reasons. So we couldn't live together because she'd have lost everything.
Oh.
So it was like, well, I still need to live. So I wanted a slightly bigger flat.
Yeah.
And that's how come I ended up moving. But I agreed to staying here for 6 months to the people who I'm renting off.
Yeah.
At minimum. And then we'll just rejudge. And we'll probably still be in a lockdown in another, 4 months at this rate.
Lockdown 3.0.
We're already in 3.0 in Aberdeen.
Yeah. Lockdown 2.5. I was working when Aberdeen got locked down. I pulled I pulled a 6 hour shift.
Jeez.
6 a.m. shift that day. I'm going to be working 6 a.m. till 3 o'clock. And then we found out 2 o'clock as usual when Nicola does her announcements. We were sitting watching it and we were like, fuck.
Yeah.
So we have to obviously close the entire kitchen down to a point where it's
you can walk into it in a couple of months.
Exactly. So I said to the guy I work with, I was like, look, I don't mind staying just to get everything done. Don't worry about it. You're not going to be left in the shit situation. I'll help you count food, get stocks, and throw stuff away, and sort stuff out, and freeze stuff, and deep clean everything. So I pulled a 6 till 6 that day.
Sounds bad. Yeah, it sounds as bad as some of the epic shifts I used to pull.
Yeah. In my old pub, I pulled an 11-hour shift, and my area manager was in. So I was working with was like, wait, how long have you been here now? I'm like, 11 hours. The screen was full of text. So I couldn't leave. Well, I could leave, but I don't want to. I was like, that'd be a dick move. And he was like, go, she's here, go. And I'm like, all right. Like, get out the door now. He asked me when you've been here. Don't lie, but obviously, but it's not going to look good on us if you've been here. It's fucking, what was it? That was a 6 till 6 again. I left at 10 past 5. That was a curry night, so we were getting swamped.
Oh yeah.
I get flashbacks to those days.
I've never been much of an enjoyer of Spoon's food, personally.
I think it's alright. I think it's alright.
I don't think it's bad. It's for the price it is. It's not bad food.
No, not in the slightest.
Just not my cup of tea. And I think I've had a couple of times where I've had still frozen food.
Ooh.
Yeah. And it just puts you off somewhere.
Spank them
It's
off.
like when KFC. Everybody's had an experience with KFC where it's been raw in the middle.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I'm always funny with KFC in my hometown. There was a whole load of drama back when I was like 18. One of them actually got shut down and all the managers were sacked. The whole lot. Because they were serving off chicken.
Yeah.
Knowingly.
And it's not the only place that happens with as well.
No, I know.
It's just...
They were selling the off chicken. They're telling staff keep the good chicken for themselves.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And then they got caught, and then the entire lot got sacked. They were closed for about 6 months as they investigated, sacked everyone, and reopened with a whole new team. The whole thing was new.
Jeez.
Yeah. Luckily, there was 2 KFCs in Yarmouth, so I have not been back there for food since. That was 9 years ago, and I still don't go back there for food.
Nope. I'm not a big lover of chicken anyway. And especially as I said to you, it's like my partner, she's vegetarian, so don't eat a lot of meat in general anyway. I never have before, even before I met her. I've never been much.
I eat a fair bit of meat when every now and again, like all the time, but I do. If I'm having a meal that doesn't need meat, I don't feel the need to put meat in it. Like, I love a good vegetarian Thai green curry.
Yeah.
Potatoes, green beans, that kind of stuff. You don't need chicken in it.
Nope.
You don't even need corn or like one of these meat substitutes. You just have it about.
I see corn's actually not as good as people think. So about a quarter to half of the population is actually allergic to corn. So there's some preservative extract type thing they put in corn that actually a lot of people are allergic to.
Okay.
Because like my poor Laura, she's also can't really have eggs, and she can't have bananas at all. She's got a slight milk intolerance, like myself. So she's pretty much vegan.
Oh yeah.
Because of that reason.
Yeah.
But she's also a believer of, well, that doesn't mean I should be vegan because of her.
Yeah. I'm very much. I would never decide to go vegetarian or vegan or anything like this. I'll just eat what I eat, but think about the implications of it. Like if I'm going to go chicken, I don't eat a lot of chicken on my own, and when I do, it tends to be from butchers and stuff like that. Like last year, me and Sarah went to the butchers all the time. During lockdown, we used to do like a day where we would just go to the butchers. You get a variety of meats, and I'd cook them on the fire.
Yeah.
And we would just do it that way. Most of the time, we have our meat. We'd have meat during the day, during the week and stuff, like mince and stuff, which a lot of the time we bought from the butcher as well.
Yeah.
Obviously,
it's not you shouldn't buy. It's just thinking more ethically. Where should I source my meat?
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't know if you've been to the Butcher and Bankery, the Sheridan's one.
No, I haven't. But no, actually, yes, I have.
They're fantastic.
It's on the high street, isn't it?
Yeah. They've just got a new shop, actually.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, because there's a coffee shop not far down from there.
Yeah, Birdhouse.
Yeah.
Martin was in talks with them, and they wanted to sponsor the channel.
Nice.
Little Birdhouse, and he was also talking to a toy shop as well.
Agent.
Wills or something? I can't remember.
Yeah, I know Wills. It's okay.
Martin was talking with them as well. been a busy little thing, yes.
Yeah. And you've not even got anything going yet.
I'll have to start recording some stuff for him as well. Get some painting videos and tutorials and all that stuff done.
This is it. What I do is I will, once this is done, I'll rip this off eBay, fucking hell, Instagram, and then I'll put it straight onto YouTube. And yes, it says like a however long we end up painting video, but it's still content.
Yeah. I mean, I'll do, because I'm going to be doing a video series for him, for the channel, on my Dark Elder specifically, on how I came up with the colour scheme. I know you've seen in the group chat of how I looked at derelict guns and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do a video series where I look at how I did it, the programs I used, why I picked certain images, why I use certain images over others, how I used colour theory to balance out the colours that I'd gotten, how to blend them into a scheme that you can use for miniatures, and yeah, I'm gonna do that with the channel. Yeah. And eventually, when it's all done, I'm gonna get. Obviously, I can't do it at the moment. I'm gonna get Martin and Alan, who both admit they're not great painters, not big painters, to come in, use the steps in probably a long form video, and just have them make it, like bring images with them of what they want to do, and use them to make a scheme. Yeah, it'd be interesting. Yo,
this is it. It's it's got little mousies on it. Okay, you won't be able to see it, but there's a little mouse like just here. There's two little mice just here. So
right.
This bump here, that's a mouse. There's like two mice on him.
That's really cool.
Really cool. Hi. Yeah, it's a really cool figure. I'm quite happy with it.
So
it's one of those that sat there and I'm like, should I paint it?
Well, nice. Of course you should.
Yeah, no, but you know when you look at something and you go, where the fuck did I just throw that?
See, I'm hating the fact that I'm painting this all together in one big piece and not lots of little pieces. Like, I don't know what past me was thinking.
I love a sub-assembly mini. That's why I don't like about this is you can't, because it's a 3D print, you can't sub-assembly really.
Yeah, unfortunately, my paint skills have definitely improved over the last year.
Oh yeah,
and it's made a lot of my models look outdated.
Yeah, you can see with some of my Death Guard, you'll see there's a big jump.
Yeah, it's not so bad for me for like base minis, but when it's the main character, you don't really want that, really, do you? They want to look in your base.
But this is, yeah. You can see a definite shift in my painting style with some of my Plague Marines.
I mean, you saw my Marine update for 2 years. That's a 2 year difference.
Yeah, this is it. But it's also recognizing that stuff changes over time and
skills change, taste change. Like I also feel like I'm definitely developing more of a unique style now, because obviously when you start painting, you follow the usual steps of you learn how
everybody painting in the same shop, and you follow their skills, and
you learn to paint, you learn to wash, you learn to edge highlight, you learn to glaze, you learn to, and then once you get to a stage where you kind of know all your tools, and it's just a case of which tools do you want to focus on and use more than others, you know, like.
Yeah. I don't do a lot of edge highlighting because I can't be bothered.
I've moved away from a lot of that now. I tend to try and use like gradient and like blends, very rough blends still. But I kind of like that kind of almost pulpy look.
Yes.
Like
I think someone described mine as very like used to be quite a cartoony style of painting.
well, I don't know how well this wrap will come out,
Yeah.
but he's not got a lot of edge highlight, and he's not got a lot. Oh, there we go. He's not got a lot of edge highlight, and he's not got a lot of that sort of thing. But he's still got brighter colours, brighter spots. So I'll still do edge highlighting on certain spots, like I'll put a bit of edge highlighting on his skin cloak because that's a thing. But I feel like...
See, I go more dry brushing, so I'll wash something, and then I'll go back in and touch up colours, and then I'll dry brush the shit out of it, and I might then go and do another wash, and then highlight again certain areas. I used somebody the other day because I was like, oh, I'm just going to wash... I've already washed this guy, I'm going to wash him again. I'm like, what? I was like, I just want to bring those colours slightly back together.
Yeah, I tend to use washes now almost as glazes.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, for his skin cloak, I glazed on the Reichel flesh tone, green shade, and purple.
Oh, yeah.
They're in just different glazes of that on it. Like, there was no real washing going on, despite there being washes. I regretted my decision last night, though, of what's the word? Doing a Zenithal because it's come out kind of speckly.
Yes.
So now I'm having to work overtime to try and clean it up and not look too bad while still keeping some of the values. I thought it really worked because it just added a mortal effect. So I actually kind of leaned into it.
Oh, yeah.
Now I'm kind of, for its actual skin, the actual homunculus, happen to kind of clean it up a little bit, which is a bit of a fun, really. But thank God I have Squid Mars brushes to get into the really hard spots. I actually love these brushes though, man. They're fantastic.
Oh, I bet they are. I just like cheap ones because then I don't have to worry about like wrecking them.
I thought between I still use my cheap brushes. Like I use the cheap brushes from like the range for base coating, for washes, for metallics, for heavy duty edges, for stippling, that sort of stuff. These brushes are used more for fine control, fine detail, that sort of stuff. So every brush has its place still. Like, I haven't got these and I now just exclusively use them. Again, it all comes down to toolbox. They're another tool of the toolbox.
Oh, yeah. I quite like these. I've got, like, triangle brushes, I call them. So they've got, like, a little triangle piece to hold.
These have actually got a these got a triangle grip molded into them too.
Sinister Monkey pointed these out to me and I love it. Because I was saying... So the thing with dyslexic is you hold your pen near the end because you're not very good at holding your pen flat. So this actually stops me doing that because I always like a pencil with a pen with a triangle thing on the end.
See, my problem is I hold it really weird, so I'm almost getting annoyed by triangle grips. I have to get used to them again.
Yes.
I tend to use 4 fingers almost to hold the paintbrush.
Okay.
Which doesn't work when you're fucking using a triangle grip.
No, I use 3.
But it's just one of those things, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm quite happy so far, especially after last time. I took some photos before stripping it, so I'll send you what it used to look like.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I don't think you saw it, did you, when I got my Dark Elder out at Reaf Shop?
No, I don't think. I think you described it to me, but I hadn't seen it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm definitely happy with how it looks now.
Yeah.
Like, the extra nonsense. But it still looks like the homunculus model. I really want to make a custom one. I think that would be a challenge. A real good one, too.
Oh, yeah.
So I hate making models. I hate it with passion. Can't stand that bit of the hobby. But for some reason, kit bashing one of characters, I love it.
I quite like building.
Like that Marine I was showing you that I was painting up for Aaron.
Oh, yeah.
I really enjoy putting that together. Because it's like a puzzle.
Yeah.
You don't know which bit's going to go where or how, but you might get an idea for it. Like, his cloak was from one of the gangs from Necromunda I got from my Emperor's Children as cultists. But then when I got the models, I actually didn't like them. They'd made them. Normally it's the other way around. Normally when you look at a model, like take Sanguinius for example. Sanguinius, nobody liked him online. Then they got him, and they're like, oh, right, okay, no, he's fantastic. It was just a bad photo job. Once I got these, I was like, no, I actually really don't like these. So they
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to use one as a base, like, because they got that Doctor Cloak thing. So I might use one model out of them as a base for a homunculus. Which would be a fun conversion. So I'm doing all the what's the word? Grotesques when they arrive. See, Alan's looking at maybe taking some of the ghouls, but I read a passage last night about how the Hex Coven had stitched a load of people together into one massive mess. And I'm like, ooh, there's 20 ghouls in there I can stitch together.
Yeah. That would be quite cool.
So that's very tempting to do. They were like, sorry, Alan, you can have half the ghouls, the other half are in this monstrosity.
Be cool, though.
Oh, yeah. Absolute pain to make, though, I reckon.
Oh, God, yeah.
Definitely happy with how this homunculus is coming out this time, though. Really am. So what else is on your table apart from the Demon Prince? And the Fallen Apart?
Changeling and a hyena with a shield.
A what?
At the moment.
What's that?
It's both from Hero Beasts. Is it Hero Beasts? Yeah, Hero Beast. From Portugal. They're quite cool little minis.
Is that for you or is that a commission?
Me. I won it as in a competition.
Oh, okay. Oh, that Cthulhu bust that we had in the competition. Wow.
So beautiful.
Oh, that's incredible. That is. I'd happily pay for something like that. Here's hoping we win it, you know?
Oh, this is it.
If you win it, you can always give me to paint it.
Regift it. I do that, to be honest. There's been a couple of things that I've actually won and I was not interested in them.
Yeah.
And then I've just regifted them to somebody else. So I think...
But you went in the didn't you? But no one in our little group plays Necrons, do they?
Yes. There is somebody who's got Necrons. We might have actually sold them.
They posted pictures of the Void Dragon, I remember now.
Yeah.
That's a great kit.
Tau. Oh, wait, no. Curtis does. He's not very active on the chat.
Yeah. He popped up when his Void Dragon arrived, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's a cool kit.
Because
I would love a Void Dragon kit just to convert into the Deceiver. Because as a kid, I had a few Necrons, and I loved one of my favorite models back then was the old metal Deceiver.
oh, they were such a pain though.
Oh yeah, but that was my favorite model. And I'd love to do like a updated version of the Deceiver using the body of the Void Dragon.
Quite cool.
Give him like that kind of techno illusions, that new model, that new Necron they're releasing.
Yeah.
Remove the wings, and new heads.
Oh no, that's another rat.
Huh?
It's got 3 rats.
Rats?
Yeah, it's got like rats on his stomach.
Oh yeah. That'd be a cool conversion to do. I've not seen anyone do it though.
Yet.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised that wasn't like one of the first things people did.
Well, it was like, so when I made Pokemon Squigs, I did 3 originally, and then didn't do any more. Someone else has now done it, and maybe they just like me had just the inspiration one day and just went, "I'll try it." But you know when you're like, did they just copy me?
Like, that's my idea, bitches. You're royal.
And it was just an off-cult conversation with somebody that it was like, oh, that would be quite cool. And because I'd seen somebody had made Ash and Pikachu with an Orc model.
Yeah.
And that's what gave me the inspiration. I was like, oh, I probably can make more Squigs with different Pokemon.
Yeah. No idea is created in a vacuum, as they say.
Yeah. It's something different.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing what the new Dark Elder Codex looks like. I'm hoping with Hector in it so I can find out a bit more detail about them. There's nothing really about them, really. There was a bit of stuff in the 7th edition Codex, which I was reading last night, so I haven't got it. So I found someone had put what it said online.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit in the latest one, but it's about a page. That's it. I would love to see more information on them. But we'll see what happens. We'll see. It's one of the more, not well-known areas of the lore. I'm not expecting a lot of things from it.
No, they're not a major faction.
No, and like the problem with Dark Eldar is you get multiple factions in one.
Yes.
You've got the Witch Covens, the Witch Cults, the Homunculus Covens, and the Cabals. Essentially 3 mini armies in one codex. It's just a cool idea.
Well, it's a bit like Chaos Space Marines, and there's all little sub-factions to Chaos Space Marines.
Not even that, because you've got sub-factions in each one. Like there are versions of, there's certain cabals there of the Drukhari. You've got different witch cults. You've got different this, that, and the other. Like how the 8th one works is you pick like you know how if you were to play Death Guard, you'd pick what is it they call them? Vecturn or something like that?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Or a Space Marine, you'd pick a chapter and that sort of thing. In Dark Elder, if you were to play a detachment of Covens and attachment of Witches, like I do, I would pick a certain Coven and a certain cult. Each with its own different trait and it's each different warlord traits come with it. They're essentially 3 mini armies in one book. And each mini army has its own different set of warlord traits and different set of armies you can take. So it's really interesting how it is essentially 3 mini codexes in one.
That is quite good then, yeah. I did like how GW have now put in rules that so you can make your own faction for Space Marines as well. I think that's quite a cool little move.
Yeah. I think they need to be enhancing the creativity side of things for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because in recent years, they've kind of gone against that with all their monopos. There's nothing wrong with minis. Like, I'm one of the people who I think mono page minis are a good thing. You can get more dynamic poses, you can get more interesting sculpts. There's a lot more you can do with them in terms of making the minis. So I have no problem with that. You kind of forget that when they give you the choice of everything in one kit, you need to make the pose static, well, static-ish, so that they all work together.
Yes, exactly.
And I think a lot of people unfortunately forget that.
That's exactly what I think. But also, like, I think with monopose, it gives you. I find it easier to convert one of those because you could lop off an arm.
Yeah, I mean, I found that like putting together my my Chaos Lore was easy because when I'm connecting the arms up, I use the Space Marine arms, and the Space Marine's arms are designed to take any shoulder pads, and that made things easier. But putting the torso onto a different kit, I had to do a lot of standing, a lot of soaring, a lot of this, that, and the other, which isn't very beginner friendly.
No, and that's the thing is, it's not. The thing is, they almost work on a model that basically people who are already in the hobby are not going anywhere, but people who want to join it, they've got to make it easy for them.
Yeah. And sometimes I wonder if they do.
Sorry?
And sometimes I wonder if they actually manage to do that, because if they're getting rid of the start collecting boxes and replacing them with these combat patrols, the price of entry has gone up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get that.
Convincing someone to drop 50 quid on the game like this is a lot. Convincing someone £85 is stupid.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you.
I don't know what they were thinking on that one, if I'm honest.
No. But maybe the way they're thinking is they go, well, this is a box that literally gives you a game.
I know, but that if they were going to do that, they could probably find a way of doing it cheaper.
Yes.
Like, that, say, take the Dark Angels one. Oh, yeah, it's nice, cheap. You can start a game straight away with that. Except you've got a squad, a character, a dreadnought, and some flyy boys. Why not take the dreadnought out and give them something else? You know, bring the price down a bit. Even if it was 2 squads of basic troops, a flying guy, and a character for 50 quid. That's...
So at least, I think with the Death Guard one, you got... It's not a great deal, so it's like, I think it's 20 Poxwalkers, 5 Marines, and Typhus, and...
the biologic crucifier.
Yeah. So you've got an elite there. You've literally got one of each troop, almost. You've not got a fly. Hello.
Stop.
Oh, yeah, happy Burns night.
Yeah. I might make myself some ices and tatties tonight.
That's what I'm having tomorrow, because Laura's on an overnight.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot, if I'm perfectly honest.
Yeah.
I don't even know what... keeping track of days at the moment is difficult. So I haven't got any in, so I'd have to go to the shop for it, so I might just get it tomorrow.
I love a veggie haggis. I'll tell anybody, don't go for a full haggis, go for a veggie haggis. So much better.
Is it?
Yeah. It tastes... And I like haggis. I do like haggis.
Oh, I love
Phil... Is it Phil? I've got completely blank now. I sent him a tin of haggis, actually. Because he lives in Germany.
No breakfast is complete without Blackwood.
You got to be careful what you send, though, especially to Germany. So I didn't want to send, like, fresh haggis because you don't know how long it was going to take. Yeah, it's Phil. Thank you. I had a complete blank then. are you having your pie? So he's going to ask. He's asked his missus to make it into a pie. It's like, oh, actually, haggis pie would be quite nice.
Yeah. Like a good
So
haggis pie.
Moment, yay! I sent him a little thing saying like, this is what it is. This is what haggis, neeps, and tatties is.
Uh-huh.
So
I love when you get freaked out, especially growing up in England, and you tell them what haggis is, and they're like, "You eat that?" And I'm like, "Yes."
do you know what? I was about, fuck knows, I was about like 7 or 8, and we were in France, and there was a Scottish family there, and they basically asked my parents if it was okay for me to come round because they were having haggis, neeps, and tatties. And my parents have always encouraged me just to try food. But apparently, I tried it and was just like, "Mum, I'm moving to Scotland when I get older." I'd completely forgotten about this fact until I actually moved up to Scotland. My parents told me it, and they were like, "Yeah, you said when you were a kid you were going to move to Scotland. Look what's happened."
I got a story very similar to that about how I ended up in Aberdeen. So I don't know if I told you this, but when I came to Aberdeen because of friends I made when I lived in Glasgow.
Yeah.
Completely independent, right? Independent for my fault. I grew up in Yarmouth. I went to uni in Dundee. I lived in Glasgow, and I've lived in Forfar. And then I made the decision to move to Aberdeen on my own. And I did some genealogy after getting the flat sorted, after getting my transfer sorted, getting everything done. Everything was in the. I had a bit of time left over when I was on downtime, and I did one of those genealogy things. Not the block. I'm never going to give my DNA to a company, but I did like ancestry trees, and I built one up. I found out that apart from my grandparents on my dad's side, they lived in Leith and Edinburgh and all over the place for my granddad's work. From that onwards, my nana's side comes from the Shetland Isles. We already knew that one. But my granddad's side is entirely Aberdeen, Peterhead, and Fraserburgh. For generations.
Well, it's a bit like me, so.
And then independently, I decided I'm going to go live in Aberdeen.
So I moved to Aberdeen 5.5 years ago. See how convinced I am at that. Yeah, so 5.5 years ago, let's say. Yeah. I didn't realise that Hay is an Aberdeen name until after I moved to Aberdeen.
Yeah.
Because my grandpa, who was Hay, he was a Glaswegian.
Okay.
But I'd actually found out after, because he'd passed away when I was relatively young anyway.
Yeah.
I found out after actually still there is, so he had a family before and his children actually lived in Aberdeen.
Yeah.
I don't actually know who they are and I'm not bothered, but it's just funny. Like, just move to Aberdeen and then you discover that basically you come from Aberdeen.
It's weird, it's trippy, isn't it?
Yeah. The funny question I get asked regularly is, why did you stay?
Who, me?
I get that regular. I get regular from people, like when I went through my divorce and everything, why did I stay?
Why, in Aberdeen?
Yeah. I was like, well, it's nice. I like Aberdeen. Also, I'm like a 9-hour or 8-hour straight drive from my family, so it's nice. You know, so I don't get have those obligations to go to see your folks every weekend or something.
I mean, my parents are 500 miles away, so...
Yeah. Slightly further than mine, then. Oh, yeah, of course, yeah, because you're Great Yarmouth. They're Grantham, so you'd pass not far from it, probably, if you were driving down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do not miss my hometown in the slightest, unfortunately.
Nope.
No, it's a shithole.
I know the feeling.
Like, when I was living in Dundee, people used to say to me, "Oh, do you like Dundee?" And I went, "Yeah, I love Dundee." I go, "But why? Why?" I'm like, "You should see where I'm from. This place is a fucking picturesque compared to fucking Yarmouth."
Yeah. I said that to somebody actually. I was like, when I said I want to stay in Aberdeen, I quite like Aberdeen. And they were like, why? It's rubbish. And I was like, yeah, you haven't seen my hometown.
Yeah, people don't tend to realise that bit. Where you come from makes a big difference on how you perceive somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, my old man lived in Yarmouth proper and moved out to what's called Bradwell, which is like, you know, when a town expands and takes over a village area. So my dad moved to what is called Bradwell, which is like it was a village, but now is essentially just another area of Yarmouth. And it's a lot nicer. But the main thing was the schools were different. My dad moved out of Yarmouth proper, out of a nice house in a relatively good area of Yarmouth at the time. It's not anymore. Just so I wouldn't go to Yarmouth schools. Seriously, that's the reason he moved. He said it was a big enough house for you and your brother when your brother was going to come. But we moved so you would not go to Yarmouth schools.
Just crazy.
Yeah, they're that bad. They were the reason my dad moved. So, yeah, that's the problem, Yarmouth.
Oh, like Grantham's not bad. It's not an awful town. But it's just not. So when I say it's a small town, and so my girlfriend comes from Peterhead, and I go, oh, Grantham's a small town, and it's like 10 times the size of Peterhead.
Yeah.
Because a small town in England is a very different thing.
Yarmouth is a relatively average-sized town, maybe a little bit big. It's definitely interesting because it's got one of the biggest parish churches in the entire country. It's huge.
Yeah.
Like, I love a good church building. But unfortunately, after growing up in Yarmouth, it gets kind of disappointing seeing them. You're like, is that it? Cathedrals. Cathedral is just somewhere a bishop lives. Doesn't mean it's anything in particularly special. And I'll get to these places and I'm like, yeah, let's go see a cathedral. And then it's like this small church, half the size of Yarmouth one. I'm like, well, that's shit.
Well, there used to be a rule that you could not be a city until you had a cathedral.
Yeah.
But they've changed that.
Thing. I hope it's not a thing anymore, because, I mean...
No, I think they changed it when the Queen got her 50th and they announced X amount of extra cities that we're going to have in the UK. They changed one of the rules so that one of them didn't have to have it.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, whether you're a city or not shouldn't depend on what your status is with the church.
Well, yeah, I think that's why they changed it, because of that reason, is that church is not as much of a thing these days.
It's the 21st century. The church shouldn't have a power in who's in the city.
Yeah. Well, my hometown has a cathedral.
Yeah.
You know, and
make it red. I'm like trying to decide what colour I'm going to make the liquid in his little injector, just to make it stand out. I think we'll go with red.
I love a good moot green for that sort of thing.
See, my thinking was, because I use green for my witches and their chemicals running around, but the injector is actually a weapon, like his injection can be a weapon in the game.
Oh, yeah.
So I wouldn't want it to be the same, look like he's the same chemical that's running through the other guys, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whether it be what's going in or what he's taking out, because it could be that he's taking blood out of someone. That was my thinking for red, I think. I think I'll do that. We won't win any competitions, but it's all right. So how's work getting on for you then?
Mental. Absolutely. I can't really say too much, but basically I'm gonna be super careful for the next couple of weeks.
Sorry?
Gonna be super careful for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's when you get a scare and it's just like, because you've still got to support the people.
And you can't really lock them in a box.
No. So it's, and yes, it's part of the job. Yes, I've chosen to do this job.
But you didn't choose to do this job in a pandemic.
Exactly. But no, even if I did, it's still going to be scary. Doesn't mean I'm not going to do the job.
You can't care for someone if you're not caring for yourself.
Oh, that is big. You say this, but most carers don't because they don't have time for that shit.
Yeah. So I get the concerns.
But it is what it is. Like, I've had the first jab anyway, so
Yeah, I feel like when everything goes back to normal, well, relatively normal, I'm going to definitely go to the shop a few times.
Yeah. I just don't think I might have time.
Your fellas, that kind of thing.
It's just, time for me is crazy. Just in general life. Especially when everything starts kicking back up again as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Go back to work.
Well, yeah, having work, and then also my running group, and also roller derby, and also painting, and then, yeah.
I'm looking forward to the slope be open again, though.
I would be glad to get back to norm. Like, I'm kind of bored.
At some point.
Sorry?
I have to get you down the slope at some point. I know you're saying you were looking at potentially going down there.
Yeah. A big good shout. Quite happy. I like trying new things. I was like, I can't remember what it was, but I was going to go with Curtis because he does wakeboarding.
Okay.
Because I'd never tried it. I was like, oh, I'll give it a go.
Yeah, I never took bodyboarding and that sort of stuff seriously. As a kid, we'd buy them from the things and we'd go down the beach and twat around with them, but you wouldn't do anything major with them.
Oh, no. See, yeah. I live near enough Skegness that we used to go there quite regular.
I lived on the coast, so...
Oh, yeah, great on. Yeah.
We would have... When we were in school and that, in the summer, it would be a case of you would mess, because obviously we'd have group chats, you'd text everybody when you're not going to the beach, not when you are going to the beach.
Yeah.
And it would be quite funny because you'd get no message from anybody and it'd be like pissing down the rain. You think to yourself, I've not got any texts. So you get down the beach anyway and everyone's still down there. It's not going to stop you.
No.
Problem with Yarmouth is either you go down the beach and hang out, or you go down the parks and hang out, or you go to get drunk or high or something. So we just went down the beach.
Yeah, Laura had very similar because she grew up in Peterhead.
Yeah.
She's like, mad barbecues they had at the beach.
Yeah, we did that too.
I was one of those weird kids that hung out in the graveyard.
And, and your general underage drinking, as you do.
Oh, yeah.
Yarmouth was notorious because nobody would ID you.
I've had this great advantage is that since about 14, I've looked about 16 for the last about 16 years.
Yeah.
So we had this student in, and she was just like chatting to me. She was an apprentice, and I was like, oh. She's like, oh, so how long have you been doing care? And I was like, oh, it must be about 16 odd years now. I've been doing some form of care. She was like, what? And I was like, oh yeah, like 16-ish years. And she's like, wait, how old are you? And I was like, oh, 31. And she was like, fuck, I thought you were about 24. It's like, thank you. I like you.
Thank you very much. See, I get the opposite of that. when in my old pub, there was we were getting to know the people there. And one of the shift leaders was a guy I literally was good mates with, one of my best mates in high school.
Yeah.
So it was quite funny when someone went like, "Oh, how old are you, Connor?" And I was like, "Ryan was next to us," and I went, "Yes." And he seemed like, "Oh, Jesus." And then he went, 32? I was 35, no, 35. I was like 25, 26 at the time.
Yeah.
I think 26, 25. And I was like, no, I'm not 32. Thanks for adding 7 years. Ryan was just laughing his ass off. Ryan went, she went, "Oh, Ryan, why are you laughing?" And I went, "Because he was in my class at high school." And she went, "Wait, really? Ryan? Ryan's balding. His hair is here." I'm like, how?
It's quite funny. So I've seen a couple of people recently who I went to school with, and so many of them have gone bald, and I'm like, yeah, I am definitely not follically challenged.
I'm starting to go grey.
I'm not even doing that, but I'm ginger, so when I eventually go grey, it will be more like a white.
Yeah. The last years have sped up greys.
Yeah. I think also COVID's affected that as well.
Yeah, that one helps.
You know.
Like, more and more grey by the fucking day. This time next year, I'll have nice full-on stripes.
Yeah, Laura's been plucking them from her head for the last, 6 years. So she's not grey. She's got mostly sort of brown hair, but she plucks the greys.
My ex used to pluck greys out of my head, so I had no idea. I noticed just before Christmas, I had to point out to my mate on there. She's like, "You've gone really grey," and I'm like, "What?" And it's like, "Yep, there they are."
I think I'm going to be quite lucky. So my dad, he's 65 now, and he's still quite like salt and pepper. He's getting more salty now, but he's
My dad's
definitely...
got a full head of hair, but it's grey as a fox.
See, my dad, yeah, all my dad's got, and I've definitely got the same, is he's got a bowl patch right in the crown point.
Yeah.
And I've got that. But it's not that obvious, if that makes sense.
Oh, so I've still got a full head of hair. And hopefully, if my dad said anything to go by, I'll have it till I'm in my 60s.
Yeah, that's basically the same, yeah.
The colour will go, though. Already is. It's a shame. That's quite nice dark hair. I think I'm losing it already. I'm only 27.
You young whippersnapper.
Yeah, I'm gonna be not your age, Johnny. I'll be completely Snow White. Crazy. Huh?
I think for men it's not so much. So for women, it's if they go grey, it's a bad thing. Whereas men, if they don't care if they go grey, it's if they've got hair.
On the plus side, if I go grey, it means I can put some colour in it. I don't have to worry about bleaching it.
Oh no, because I dyed my hair once, and that was a mistake. I used to have really nice red hair, but I dyed it because I did, and it just ruined it.
I put a blonde stripe in my old emo fringe because yes.
Oh no,
I was old back when I was 17 in the 2000s. So yes, I had an emo fringe.
Like if it wasn't so fluffy because I've dried it and stuff, I can have an emo fringe now.
Hold on.
Because I've been wearing my hat all afternoon. It's all plastered back.
There we go. Just point it all in the point.
And then just tie it here.
Just like that. There we go. So I can just see out of my eye. There we go.
Oh,
It's beginning to look a lot like a crazy birthday. Yeah, this is definitely already a lot better than the original version. I've still got a
good.
lot. But I've still so much to do though. At least I'm not going to be embarrassed to show it up on a table. So I was exploring how to like color the skin. I was using so many different shades that the skin was glossy.
Ah, yeah.
Now I've got a lot better at glazing and that, so it's more natural. Well, natural for a you know an evil dark space elf.
Yeah.
I need that one. Oh, my hair is a mess now. It's been up all day.
Yeah, I sometimes I've got like a headband I wear when I'm not at work, usually around the house, just to keep it on my face.
Yeah, my hair likes to do what it wants to do, so
Yeah.
I just let it do what it wants to.
Oh, so you can't find it anymore. There used to be. Oh, there we go. It's like if you click where it says live, you can actually see how many hours you've been been on live stream.
I can't see that.
Oh, okay. Well, I can. It's 2 hours and 6 minutes.
It's me and you.
Yeah, it must be a host thing then.
Maybe. Yeah, no, I can't see it. What time is it?
6 past 6.
Really? Holy shit.
Yeah. That's why I was like 2 hours. Where the fuck is that gone?
4 hours, isn't it?
Sorry.
You can brush.
I always think it takes you longer to paint when you're on live stream because you chat as well.
Yeah. To be fair, I paint for hours anyway.
Oh yeah.
I paint with the telly on, so it's the same really.
Well, that's it. I've got royalty-free music just in the background. I don't know if you can hear it.
No, I don't know if you can hear mine though.
No, because I can only hear mine.
Oh, thank God for that, because mine is not royalty free.
It just means if when I upload it to YouTube or something, if it picks it up, you don't get like it
Copyright
striked.
I'm currently listening to my Lockdown 2 Cyber Boogaloo playlist. Corey Taylor from his new album. Got the Up Next message. I've got I Prevail coming next.
Do you know, I really like that Corey's new album. It was nice.
It's a real weird mix, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like comparing Samantha's Gone to like CMF Must Be Stopped. It's definitely a weird mix. Tell you the one band that I'm curious about because the direction of their new stuff is really new. Architects.
I've not really heard much. My problem is I usually have like Radio 1 on.
Yeah.
So what's the band that really confuses me? Oh, for fuck's sake. I was going to call them Bullet, but it's not. They did Mantra.
Bring the Horizon.
Yeah, really confuses me.
I love Bring the Horizon. Mantra is on the Ammo album, which was a bit of a controversial album, we'll put it that way. But there's a big departure from that sound. I like Ammo. I think it's a good album.
Yeah.
But I can see why a lot of people would like it after listening to a lot of their old metalcore stuff.
And it's the same with like Bring Me to the Horizon. So I remember growing up, my teens was Bring Me to the Horizon.
Yeah. And they're still going.
And they're still going, and it's a very different sound though, and I like it.
Have you heard the newest EP, the Posthuman?
No.
That's gone back That's gone back to a bit more of the sempiternal sort of sound.
I see. I really did like Mantra, and it was one of those songs I'd heard on the radio because it was on Radio 1, and I was like, "Oh, I really like this. What band is it?" And then it was like "Bring Me to Your Horizon," and I was like, "Wait, is it the same one?"
Yeah, I listened to it, and I was like, "Wait, that's Ollie fucking Sykes? All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right." It's like you meet Six are doing new stuff, and it's like, wait, what?
Yes.
I quite like some of the new stuff, actually, if I'm honest.
I like a very big, broad range of music anyway, so...
I listen to a lot. I listen mostly to rock, metal, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. I'm more pop punk, is generally what I seem to go towards.
I do like my heavies.
Oh, yeah.
Something that after you listen to it for like half an hour to an hour, your neck's got a good workout. That's how you know you got a good play.
I've never been much of a headbanger. No, I've never been much of one. Even when like I went to Sonosphere and stuff, I'd never really been much of one of the...
Oh, I did. I come to call it after.
Old man, as my Laura says.
What'd you say?
Laura always tells me I'm always an old man because I'll go, "Is there a seat?"
Yeah, we. I remember I went with one of my exes to Slipknot and Korn in Glasgow.
Oh wow!
And she wanted to sit. To fucking sit. We got seating tickets, and I was like, "Oh, do we really have to?" And it was awful. It was so bad. Don't get me wrong, Slipknot and them were great, and I'd seen Slipknot already and Korn already by that point, so I was like, you know what, it's fine if that's what you want to do, sure. And afterwards, she was like, "Oh, I kind of wish we'd been standing there." I fucking told you.
Yeah, Laura's so. I'd kind of stopped doing concerts with my ex-wife, and then like Laura quite likes them, so it's kind of got me back into doing some of them.
Yeah.
But the thing is Laura's not like I would say. I think my favourite band in the world is Foo Fighters. Just absolutely love Foo Fighters.
Have you heard their new stuff?
Yeah.
Any good? I haven't listened to it yet.
I quite like one or two of them. So this album and the previous album have been very different again, and they seem to do it quite well like that, I think.
Yeah.
To
Run for the first time, I was like, that's amazing.
Yeah. I think probably Learn to Fly is my favourite song by them.
Yeah, with Jack Black and Carl Gass in the music video.
Yes. But also, that and, oh, for fuck's sake, I've gone completely blank now. Pretender.
Yeah.
Like that.
That's a great belter.
That is just such a good, really gets you sort of thing. But yeah, I listen to all sorts. Like I quite like. I quite like Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were brilliant. I went to see them when I saw them. It was in Sonosphere. And that it was the year that there was Metallica and Linkin Park. So it was amazing. It was such a good.
I actually paid to go and see them live, and I never did.
What, Linkin Park?
No. Don't even. I would love to have seen Linkin Park. No, Avenged Sevenfold.
I love it. Like that was one of my. So I kind of jokingly said it, but kind of seriously said to my ex-wife that that's what I wanted to be my first dance song.
Yeah.
Dear God.
Oh, I was before you were going to say A Little Piece of Heaven.
No. But And she was just like, no.
I thought they went to the gig with them in Glasgow.
Yeah.
In Flames, Disturbed, and Avenged Sevenfold.
See, Disturbed is one of those that I'd love to see.
Oh, amazing. Disturbed is one of my favourite bands ever. And they're the reason why I went and got the tickets.
Yeah.
And obviously in Flames, I love In Flames.
But yeah.
Avenged Sevenfold were the headliners, but they're the one I wanted to see the least. And I went. I skipped uni that day, and I went to the Doors. The Doors was 6 o'clock, but I was there at 2.
Yeah.
Cool. And I wasn't actually well that day. I'd thrown up 3 times that day already before leaving. Like, I was not good. And I got there, went to the Doors. I was out there for 4 hours. During that time, I actually spoke to Disturbed's manager. I had a quick interview with him, and then he was like, "Oh, hopefully we're doing this with like a fan or 2 fans from every place we go to. So there's no chance that it'll make. There's not a big chance I'll make it in, but there's a chance. So like a video or a documentary or something. Unfortunately, he didn't make it into the next one they did. So I spoke to Disturbed's manager. It was great. I went in Flames. Were fantastic, amazing. Yeah. Disturbed were incredible, like fantastic, and a lot of pyro. And I was at the front, and unfortunately, I was so ill. I felt lightheaded. I felt like shit. So I made the executive decision to go home. So I never actually saw Avenged Sevenfold.
See, I quite like Avenged, and it was like their last proper concert before the drummer died. Yeah. As well. So I almost seen the original Avenged Sevenfold, so that was quite lucky, really.
Yeah. Oh, that was good.
And Soil. I actually discovered Soil because of Sonosphere, so I'd never heard of them before, ever. And I discovered them at Sonosphere, and I was just like, I love this band. And it'd been around for years. It's just one of those that never just found out on my radar sort of thing.
That was me and Architect. I didn't really know Architect at all until I saw them at Download, and I was like, these guys are amazing. And I went out and just listened to all their music.
Yeah.
I really like them. They're a really good band.
It's what
I quite enjoy gigs, and I can't wait to go back to one. I got the old Facebook memories coming up yesterday and the day before, saying, "Oh yeah, do you know it was a year since you went to see Slipknot?" And I'm like, "Don't remind me."
Well, this is it. Like the day before lockdown, I saw Lewis Capaldi.
Yeah.
So the 22nd, because we genuinely went, shall we go? Shall we not go? We're not sure, but actually, we're glad we did.
That's a gig you'd be able to go to for a long time.
Well, that as well, but also we were just debating it, and we were like, it's so, because at that point it sounded like COVID was a lot worse than it was at that point. Like they'd made COVID, and it was bad. I'm not denying it was bad, but at that point it made COVID sound a lot worse than it was.
Yeah.
So we are glad we did it.
It was the unknowable evil kind of thing.
Yeah, because we didn't know enough about it.
Yeah, I can't wait for gigs to be able to be back a thing again. I can't wait. Like, Bring the Horizon doing a tour. I don't know if it's this year or next year. They released tickets last year. And I was just like, I'm not going to get my hopes up for it. I've not bought tickets. Everyone at work has, and I've already, as a result, now missed the chance to do it because everyone's booked it off. So I'm like, well, guess I'm not going.
There's another band that I'm going to see, and I can't remember what it is now. It's gone completely out of my head. Fuck. Like, they're a Scottish band, but they're fuck, 3 guys.
Clyro.
Sorry?
Biffy Clyro.
That's it. How amazing is that work? Yes, we're seeing them. So at the moment we see Green Day, Fallout, and Wheatus on the Friday in Glasgow. Then on the Saturday we're gonna have to come up to Aberdeen because we've got Cameron Barnes, and then the Monday it's Biffy. So that'd be quite good.
You know, the frontman from Biffy Clyro, I can't think what his name is off the top of my head. He is doing a song with Architects on their new album. I'm like, how the hell is that gonna go?
Jeez.
I also got Winston McCall from Parkway Drive as well. So it's turning out to be a very interesting album.
It's been some really good collabs, actually.
Who?
Just in general. I think COVID's helped has meant a lot of people have been able to get in contact with people they maybe didn't before.
It's like, what's his name? Bring Me the Horizon. Working on Parasite Eve, they were like, because they worked with a lot of people in Ammo, and they were like, we don't really know whether we don't want to work with people unless they can really bring something new to the table, not doing it for the sake of doing it, which I think they did a lot of before.
Yes.
And turned out Ollie Sykes was playing a lot of Doom, and then he managed to get in contact with Mick Gordon, the guy who did all the Doom soundtracks, and he produced a bunch of songs for the new album.
Well, it was like Youngblood was in one of the Bring Me the Horizon, and literally they went, "Do you want to do this?" And he was like, "Holy shit, yes!" Because he grew up listening to it.
Yeah, he grew up listening to Bring Me as well.
You know, I think he's only like early to mid 20s. Youngblood. But he's not. So hearing Youngblood's music is not. He's not what he looks like. Not what I imagined him to look like.
Yeah. I tell you what, I saw a cover of him on doing an acoustic cover of Death Cab for Cutie's Into the Dark.
Oh, okay.
With Halsey. That was really good. Did you hear Halsey's song that was produced and co-written by Bring Me the Horizon?
Just crazy. I think that's where COVID's going to be good, because the next year...
That was released on the soundtrack for the Harley Quinn movie, the Birds of Prey one.
Oh, okay.
That was part of that soundtrack, and oh my god, was it fantastic.
It was a good soundtrack for that film, actually.
Halsey worked with Bring Me the Horizon.
Ah.
Write and produce it, and Halsey actually screams in the song. But she'd expect that she was working on Bring Me the Horizon. I was like, damn, Halsey, you go for it, girl. That was pretty impressive, actually, watching her go for it.
So one of my other favourite bands is Pretty Reckless.
Oh, I love Pretty Reckless, especially their new stuff.
Yeah, 21. But my favourite fact about them.
Huh?
My favourite fact about Pretty Reckless.
Yeah.
Cindy Lou from The Grinch.
Yeah, I see. I never really watched The Grinch as a kid, so for me it was the other way around. Like everyone goes, "No, that's Cindy Lou." For me, I was like, "No, that's Taylor Momsen." I think it's the other way around. Obviously, I listened to Taylor Momsen and Pretty Reckless, and then I watched The Grinch after finding out that fact. I'm like, no.
It's so weird.
But then watching it, I've never watched The Grinch all the way through until Christmas this year.
Yeah.
And you can see it. You can see and hear it's her.
Oh yeah.
Like easy. I thought that was quite funny. But yeah, that always amuses me, that fact. Especially, have you ever seen any of Corey Taylor when he was acting in movies? He's done a couple of B horror movies.
Oh yeah.
A movie called Fear Clinic. He was in a movie called Fear Clinic, and it's so bad, it's amazing. I like the new song "And So It Went" with Tom Morello.
Okay.
Have you heard that one?
No.
It's new Prereckless song with Tom Morello from the.
Oh, Pretty Reckless. Yeah.
Yeah. With the guitarist from Rage Against the Machine.
Yes, I know which one you mean now. Yes, I have heard that one. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
I was like, when I put it on and I saw the title, I was like, oh, and Tom Morello. I was like, oh, cool. I didn't know that was coming. And then I was listening to it. And I'm thinking, all right, I'm gonna wait till Tom Morello pops up. It'll probably be like a solo or something partway through. And he's just like, bomb, bomb, bomb. I'm like, nope, that's Tom Morello right in the fucking beginning. Bang it. Awesome. Cool. I'm very happy with this. Actually, you know what? Fuck this. Sorry, Megan. You're being replaced for Pretty Reckless. And voice out loud. Poison was the cure. Oh, come on, scroll quicker. Listening off on PS4 because normally I play off the phone, so trying to scroll on the PS4 is just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Nearly there. No, it's definitely displayed somewhere.
I'm so glad I got a Fire Stick for Christmas.
Yeah, there it is.
It's like, 'cause my PS4 is about dead.
Mine's still going strong. That's even good playing fucking Cyberpunk on the bloody thing. How goes your painting there, Mr. Hay?
Painting the cheetah. Almost finished the mimic.
Ow! That was great!
I told you, I'm quite a speed painter when I get into it. And so the mimic's not that big. Like, it's brown. It's had a mix of Balthazar's, Pink Horror, the like Screamer Pink, and also Squid Pink from Vallejo, because it's...
Screamer Pink by Games Workshop is probably my favourite paint. Down. It's fantastic.
Yeah. So it's like kind of like a mix of that to make it look... You're not going to tell too well because the light's too bright, really. But it's because I'm going to turn my main light on. That might help. Oh. Oh.
Nice.
No, you're not going to see it. You're not going to see it. So it's just got a mix of all those colours. Just give it some depth.
Like, I'm still going strong on this homunculus. I'll send you some high def pictures later.
Yeah. I'll send you all the ones I've done when they all started grey at the start of this.
So basically, you're just trying to make me feel bad, yeah?
Yep. Pretty much. No, because you can easily see the quality of job you come out with compared to like mine.
Oh, you're sweet.
Like,
at least we've got a couple of witnesses that people see that you blow smoke up my ass.
yep. It's the only part I can blow you while we're in COVID.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, I do take forever on some miniatures though.
I've got quite a habit of speed painting to a relatively okay standard.
I think when they're my minis, I don't mind taking forever. Like obviously the
Megazord?
Yes, that one. I've gone through that relatively quick because it's not mine.
Yeah.
But still, if you were to look at it, you think, oh yeah, that's almost done, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, cool. I turn around and you see that.
Yeah.
But I'm currently playing Tainted Grail with Connor at the moment, playing through that, so don't need to really be as quick with the Megazord.
No.
But when I know it's come, we'll be like, oh yeah, we'll play I can never remember what it's called, the Power Rangers game.
Oh yeah.
Heroes of the something.
Heroes of the Grid.
That's the one. I'll
That's where Megazord's from.
get as much done as possible. It's really nice that the guy on the my post was like, "Oh yeah, we do a Discord for fans of Power Rangers. Do you want to join it?" I'm like, "Thank you for the offer." But I don't even know what a Zord is. Like, I know it's a robot. That's about it. Dude. What do you think of the Games Workshop reveals then at the weekend?
Don't give a shit.
Yeah, I was very much like, okay, it's nothing for me here.
Just generally, like, I know people lose their shit about like all the releases. I just don't care. Like, I also think because I'm not a solely G-Dog painter.
Yeah.
So
I'd lose my mind if they released, obviously, Emperor's Children.
yeah.
I'd be interested if they released the new Jukari stuff. But I'm not fussed, really. That Cursed City looks kind of cool. I mean, Warhammer Quest would be an interesting thing depending on the price and what you get for the price as another standalone game system. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because from what I heard, Warhammer Quest Blackstone Fortress was actually quite fun.
Yeah.
So I'd be interested for that.
Really good things about it, to be honest.
So obviously playing Tainted Grail and that sort of stuff at the moment, that kind of narrative campaign is quite fun.
Yes.
So that with minis of Games Workshop quality that I would know I want to pay, that would be no-brainer for me. Problem is what you get for the, I'm assuming, 95 quid fucking price tag.
Yeah. But then look at the Blackstone Fortress stuff and how much that's now worth.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, that amble you were talking about, I was like, that was more of a casual, if there's an amble going, I could make that into another grotesque, sure, why not? And he was like, yeah, there's something. I'm like, I'll let you eBay that.
Yeah, this is it. I still can't quite believe that I'm going to get it. Does that make sense? Because it's literally just a random guy off the internet.
Yeah.
And if I don't get him, I've still got that cash.
Yeah.
And the cash covers already what even just the basic minis cost me. So it's not that if he... Of course I want money, but if he doesn't pay me, it's not going to bankrupt me. I've not lost money already, so...
Yeah. But when I was like, oh, that's a lot of money for just a simple grotesque conversion, you know?
Yeah. No, I don't blame you.
I've got 3 of them in the Crypt Horrors coming. So I'll be probably here tomorrow, I hope.
Did you get it through tabletop?
Yeah, I'll turn them into grotesques.
Be good.
I mean, a lot of people do grotesques as Crypt Horrors. So we'll see how it goes.
It's having that vision.
Go ahead.
You've got to have the vision to be able to do it, though.
Yeah, I mean, I've got bits from left over from my Talos kit. So I've got a Talos and a Kronos, and I've got a bunch of bits left over. I've still got 3 masks, and a bunch of spikes, and a hand, and knives, and stuff like that. So I can just get bash them together.
Yeah.
Not that I'll be playing with them anytime soon.
No, this is it.
but when things start going off again, Martin will want to play games. And even if we can't go in houses, but we can see each other, I reckon who we want to play Garden Hammer and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, well, this is it. Like, we could. I've got like all the Turtles games literally just here. I've got all the Power Rangers. I've got Hate at the moment, even though it's up for sale. And I've got, fuck's sake, Zombicide, the space one.
Oh yeah.
Because the other two I've sold. I've just got to get around. I'm actually going to put them on eBay soon. I've got Hate on eBay because I just don't get to play them, even if it wasn't COVID.
Yeah, have to come over to mine at some point. Play a couple of games when we can.
Definitely.
So, I mean, I've got the Cthulhu game. I've got Burning Prospero. I've got Reichbusters. I've got Valhalla. It's a card game, obviously, but I've got so many board games here as well. Ridiculous.
See, like, my Laura doesn't mind them, but it's not her thing. She'd rather she quite liked Pandemic.
Yeah. I've got a Cthulhu Pandemic, actually.
I do like Pandemic.
Oh, I think I've picked a couple of things that I haven't done them in a while. Hold on, one sec. That was when I was working back into the images. So I wasn't 100% at the time. I've got this.
Oh, yes. I played that one. It's quite good, actually.
Oh, okay.
I want to get the expansions for the Pandemic game.
Oh, wow. It's moved out of its box a lot. It's not been playing in a while. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow.
What? Oh, yeah, yeah.
Little painted one as well. It's got a little bit of colour on him. Comparing that to both in terms of painting and sculpt to the Seamon's showed off. It's nice day. They're those two together.
Jeez.
That's a good game, actually.
But
Seamon's actually quite fun.
once, but everybody lost interest, so I didn't actually get to play it.
Which one, sorry?
The Cthulhu Pandemic. So we set it all up, and then everybody slowly lost interest before we'd even got to play one round, and it was like, for fuck's sake.
I'll have you over and play it at some point then, when we can.
Definitely.
I'm going to think we'll have a character in there, because it's obviously the minis are really soft sculpts. Like what you'd expect for a board game.
Oh, yeah.
Like that. Yeah, I'm very happy how this is coming out so far. Keep having to compare him to my racks to make sure that they still kind of match.
Yeah.
I realise I need to get his skin a little paler. Maybe put some pure grey straight on his skin, see how that works.
Yeah, that could work, yeah.
Tiniest brush out. Do some, it's literally T for tiny. Do some wee streaks just to make it look like muscle streamings. But I think to make it lighter, he's coloured witch flesh, but mine's all dried up.
Ah,
The one thing I hate about Games Workshop, their pots are shit.
Yes, I know. That's why mine are all in dropper bottles.
Yeah. How do you do that? Do you use a funnel or?
So I got I got a load of little funnels, a load of like pots and ball bearings. I got 2 different size ball bearings. I put them both in just to give it something to like bash against because some are a bit thicker than others. But I've actually, so a lot of them, because I thinned them down a little bit as well, because before you want to transfer, you want them a little bit thinner. But I actually basically thinned them all to a level where I don't have to thin anything when I put it on my wet palette now.
Okay.
So it's, well, it means you just have to make sure to give it a really good shape before you use it. But having the 2 ball bearings in there works perfect.
Did you put the ball bearings in the shifters, or were they already in there?
In what, sorry?
Yeah, the shifter paints.
Yeah, so no, I added them. So I'll send you the kit. If I remember, I'll send you the kit after this. I got. So yeah, I added them, and I've also actually added them to my metal paints as well now. I've added like 3 larger ball bearings.
Yeah.
What's made such a difference with them. Especially Liberator Gold. I fucking hate Liberator Gold. It's like it's like a yellow. It doesn't take very well sometimes.
Yeah, I've got that one right here.
It just doesn't have enough of a gold colour. But I've seen some really good stuff. Yeah. But I've seen some really good stuff with some people using Green Stuff World ones.
Oh yeah.
Their metallic range looks amazing. Yeah, Green Stuff World's metallics look really good.
Yeah.
Like the chrome, wow.
I don't think I'm going to buy any more Games Workshop metallics. I think once mine die, they're die.
Yeah, I at the moment, if I buy new paint, I would be buying Green Stuff World metallics because they look the best at the moment.
Frankly, the Vallejo ones are pretty good too.
Yeah, I quite like Vallejo. Vallejo's the thing that I've been slowly getting over the years. Like I've got their fluorescent range that I quite like, but it's not the best though because it doesn't. It's a pigment in fluid, and sometimes that then separates, so it's quite a pain to get them to recombine.
Ah, right.
So sometimes you have to put like 6 or 7 layers of paint.
Yeah, I get you.
But once you get it there, it's nice, so it's worth the effort.
I've heard a lot of people say that Games Workshop are just the worst for metallics.
Yeah. I don't know, I quite like their Brass Scorpion. It's my like go-to Brass Scorpion and Run Fan Silver, but it's not silver enough for me. I'd want something really chromy.
Yeah, because I've got the Storm Host and I've got Runefang.
I got Ironbreaker, Rune Flang, and Lead Belcher in silver. I've got Liberator Gold, Retribution Armour, Brass Scorpion, and Balthazar's Gold. Because so I used to hang around a lot, and like when ABZ was around, and I was with my wife, and then basically something happened that I didn't go back to the shop, so I couldn't use their paints. So I basically went to, I can't remember what it was now, but I basically went to a company and just went, okay, here's 100 quid for paints. I just bought, because I knew G-Dub, and G-Dub at one point were really the only things we could get here. So I just bought like a selection of everything.
Uh-huh.
So,
I mean, when it comes to the paints, I'm happy with the Games Workshop range, but I know there are some duds and there's some fantastic paints in there.
yeah.
Same with everything, I suppose.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And you can do anything with any of them, really. You can go with Games Workshop and never have a problem.
Oh yeah, there's a couple of G-Dog paints that are really good.
Yeah.
It's also whatever you get used to.
Yeah, I mean, I've used Games Workshop all my life.
And that's the thing, is if you're used to Games Workshop, you're just going to keep buying Games Workshop.
Yeah.
Because that's what you
need, and you guy you like. And it's just one of them things, really.
Like, I've got a little conversion table thing, like a printout type thing that tells you this colour is this colour in this range and this colour in this range.
Yeah. I hate when people get quite elitist over what paint you use.
Oh, yeah.
But, oh, yeah, I use Citadel paints. It's Citadel. Well, I use... And you're like, fuck you.
I use the Elm 65000 range.
Oh, yes, I use Vallejo's one limited edition range that you can only get if you actually give up your firstborn son. Yeah, well, like pig's blood. Fuck off. How do you get such creamy blends on your reds? I use pure unadulterated orphan blood. Corn cares not where the blood flows from. I think that's one guy we don't actually have in our group, is it? Guy who plays World Eaters.
No, I don't think we do, actually. Because they're the bottom.
See? You don't have thousands. Oh, you do have Thousand Suns.
No, I don't have Thousand Suns. I have Death Guard and Chaos, Nurgle, and Zinch.
And Martin has Thousand Suns, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I've got Emperor's Children. All we need now is a World Eater.
Yeah. Yeah, we do, because if we get a World Eater, at least then I can sell him my Brass Scorpion.
There's that. Right, that I'm not looking forward to. So I don't know if have you ever seen that homunculus model?
I'm not sure.
So on his cloak, it's made of human skin.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that rings a bell.
Pieces of skin. Problem with that is they're all sort of stapled together. And
yeah,
stapled.
I've just noticed this guy's got loads of, like, basically what I think are staples as well, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I'm highlighting his, like, the raised areas of his, like shamble of cloth thing over his genitals.
Loincloth.
Yeah. I'm just, like, making the raised areas, like, sandy. So I painted XV88. I've washed it and now I'm just using Xandri dust to the highest areas just to stand them out a little bit more.
Yeah, please smoke I've used some mixtures of flayed flesh, Chisler flesh, a little bit of Reichland flesh shade, a bit of Drakenov nightshade. Oh no, I didn't use the nightshade. I used the camo shade. No, how many fucking shade colours? Where is it? I used Drakenov nightshade. I used Corella green shade and flesh shade, and on each of the stitching lines, I went over it with a droopy violet to make it look like it's sore and where it's been stitched.
Okay.
To create that nice, lovely Definitely healthy, 100% model skin look. Either way, it took a long time to do just for a coat. I've still got to do a load of detail on his spine, his width, his metallics. Skin needs a boost. Still up to this guy.
Whereas I'm like, oh, I've just really just got to highlight up his gown. I've got to do his teeth, do some of the spots and give some like different colours to the skin, and then paint up his like chain thing here, and that's it.
Just crack on and get his whip done and get the blends and that done. Nice rough blend from dark green to neon white almost. This is always fun. I like doing this bit.
I like blending, to be honest. It is quite good. Using a wet palette, it's beautiful to do with.
Yeah, I've got my wet palette here, but I've not got it out ready for this bit. Don't really. I've done. It sounds silly, but I've done this green blend a few times now, and I almost don't need the wet blends because because for my Dark Elder, I'm keeping it looking kind of stylistic. I don't mind it not being 100% perfect.
Yeah.
Just to that kind of rough and worn look, which I'm going for, because obviously I base the colours of my witch cult off like kind of decayed urban environments.
Yeah.
So that's why I dry brushed everything for that, which really hurt my soul dry brushing a vehicle. Like when I dry brushed that Venom, I was like, oh god, this is gonna be so bad. But that was alright actually. But it's just, I quite like that rough look that I'm going for on here.
Yeah,
it means
well, that's it.
I can make more stylistic choices as opposed to trying to go for a realism. Whereas my Emperor children are trying to keep them as clean as possible, kind of thing. So all their purples are airbrushed on. You know, I spent hours trying to get that gold trim perfect. You know, which for an armory of Slaanesh you'd expect, nothing less.
Yes.
We'll see how this ends up looking. I'm looking forward to the new box set. That's going to be fun.
Yeah. The Demons one?
The Piety and Pain.
Oh, yeah.
Because Lilith looks fun. I mean, I've got every other model in the box already. I've got Scourges, I've got Witches, I've got Venom. I think that's what comes in the box.
Off the top of my head, I ain't got a clue.
I mean, I've got all of that already, except for Lilith. And I'm going to split the other half with Martin.
Yeah.
He's going to have the sisters, but it's going to be fun. I like the idea of having Lilith. And some more Dark Eldar to play with when we come round to actually doing Batrettes and stuff, because both my armies are relatively small, and the problem with Dark Eldar is I've got quite a few models, but they're all cheap in terms of the game, so I need more of them just to be able to play bigger games, you know?
Yeah, it's a bit like that with Death Guard at certain points, like with all the Poxwalkers like being 3 or 4 points. You'll end up taking a massive load. That's why I've bought more tanks and stuff.
Yeah. See, if I were to go Death Guard, I'd probably end up being more Marines. Because if you want to play Death Guard, you play Death Guard, not zombies.
No. So yes, I probably will be going, like, looking at the new codex and what I've seen of it, I probably will be going more Marines, but previous editions, no. Like previous edition, like Poxwalkers with Typhus, like Typhus is the poster boy of Death Guard, and he boosts Poxwalkers, so...
Yeah. I mean, if they do it with children and they have like more followers than they will do, it'd be nice to have like kind of a carnival fanfare kind of thing. But I would still want my army to be pretty much the Third Legion.
Ah, nah. I can't be arsed with themed.
Oh, I theme everything. But since I don't really play, for me, that's the
I actually generally just play what I like. So I quite like Poxwalkers.
Yeah. See, for me, that's why I've got my. That's why the first thing I bought was a Contemptor Dreadnought. Well, one of the first things outside of the start collecting boxes. As a kid, I loved Dreadnoughts.
Yeah.
A Dreadnought, and he's having a plasma weapon. I don't care if it's a good choice. I don't care. He's having a fucking plasma gun. Because my old school Dreadnoughts had plasma guns.
But yeah, I think I will be having more Poxwalkers and stuff. Not Poxwalkers, sorry. More Marines if I play again. With the two wounds as well now, just you'd be stupid not to.
I'm waiting for every shoulder to get their 2 wound Marines like everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, that annoys me as well because
they turned around and said everybody's getting 2 wounds in Marines.
Yes.
Marines and Death Guard Marines, and everybody else can wait until they buy their codex. Like, thanks for that.
Yeah, that's what annoyed me.
So it's like, what do you do? Do you play where if we were to play a game, would I give all my Marines 2 wounds?
Nope.
Because you said that, or do we go with a codex?
You have to go by the codex. So technically, you've not had an FAQ to say like noise Marines are going to be 2 wounds.
Oh yeah.
Because it's kind of like so. 8th Ed, what they did was they released the Chaos Codex first, then the Death Guard. What makes sense?
Yeah.
Like, that's the way you should do it.
I'm waiting. I still think they should have released all codexes at once, or at least a of them.
Yeah, but the problem is it stops. It means that people then, in normal years, would have buy loads of little armies.
Yeah, you get these people who play the meta, so
Yeah.
they will buy an army for what's new. Whereas everybody had all their armies out and they're all balanced, that wouldn't work.
Yeah, but that means they'd sell less stuff.
Exactly. That's at the end of the day, that's the new thing, isn't it? It's just a shame, really, though.
Yeah.
The fact that power creep is an inherent flaw in their system, which because they've monetized on it, will never fix. It upsets me a little bit.
Power creep, I think, is an inevitable thing with anything, though.
Yeah.
It's just one of the things. Unless you go, it's a new edition, let's start the points again. And that's kind of what they've done.
Yeah. But Space Marines are amazingly powerful. The Death Guard are amazingly powerful. You watch the Drukhari be amazingly powerful. And then they'll all get outshined by the next codex that comes out.
Yeah.
It's just a shame, really.
Yeah. But as I say, it's money at the end of the day for them.
Yeah, that's all they're after, really.
Yeah. I think that's the problem.
Yeah, but that's the problem with anything like that.
Yep. It's something you're never going to be able to get rid of in any game.
The only way it'll go is if they go bust.
Yeah.
Because it will then be in the hands of the players.
The thing is, G-Dub is very unlikely to go bust.
Oh, God, no. They're getting bigger and bigger every year.
You know, and I think Lockdown Point 1 really helped them.
Yeah. See, if it wasn't for that, I would say that they might have had some problems with Kickstarter and all that.
Yes.
Like, take Simon and the Cthulhu game I've got and the Reichbusters game I've got. Minis in them are incredible. They're fantastic. Problem is, compared to Games Workshop prices, they're dirt cheap.
Yes.
So it makes you want to think they can get away with it.
Like, I was debating at one point with the Zombicides one I've got, the Alien one. I was just going to paint them up and use them as a Tyranid army.
Yeah.
Or, like, use them as Chaos Spawn and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like, there's a model in, I think I've shown you already, in the Reichbusters expansion.
Yeah.
That would be a perfect Nurgle Demon Prince.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I remember you showing me now, yeah.
And it makes you wonder, if that can come in a box, which alone is 50 quid for the whole box, how can Games Workshop if it's only one model for 30 quid? Arguably, worse quality.
Yeah. Well, look at those orcs I've just done, those blue ones I showed you. You know, much better sculpts, better detail. Admittedly, it's Artisan Guild what are renowned for having that.
Yeah.
But
I'm trying to think now how much I paid for the Reichbusters expansion. Probably like 40, 50 quid. Probably. I think that's something that I paid. Getting all the tokens out of the way, they're right on top. The one thing I will say about this game was it's packaged poorly. The mini is great, but once you take everything out of the punch boards, there isn't anywhere for them to go. So here we go, we've got this Earth. This is the expansion for Roadbusters. Take the cards out. Don't fall out. All the cards. Alright, so, got this box. It's about 50 quid. With all the extras. It's got all the rules for everything. If I take that out, that puts Games Workshop to shame.
yeah. But the problem is Games Workshop's got this.
The problem is, if I went to the one I'm talking about before, I'll show you him. He isn't bad quality. He's not spongy, he's not unclear, he's well defined. Not 100% crisp like Games Workshop. But when there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 unique salts in this box. Total of 34 minutes. And all the game materials to go along with it. Games Workshop will sell you one Demon Prince for 30 quid res.
Yeah.
I honestly think if these games become more and more popular, which I think they are, Games Workshop will have to rethink things.
They won't, though, because the problem is they will still sell.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter how much they charge, people still buy it.
That is true, I suppose.
And because it was like when I said to you, why do people still buy from Games Workshop when you can go anywhere else and get it cheaper?
Yeah.
Because that's what you know.
It is what you know. That's half the battle, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I think Games Workshop are worried if these things become more mainstream in the same way comics are becoming more mainstream. Right now, when people think of board games in general public, they think of things like Risk and Monopoly and that sort of thing. But the increase of nerd culture as a thing in the big wide world that we live in right now, it's more likely that these things will eventually have their day in the sun as well.
Oh, yeah.
And that is the point where Games Workshop will sweat.
Simon's quite a good example of that. Like, when they do their Kickstarters, they actually don't really give you much exclusives for backing them.
No, not anymore anyway.
Like, it's kind of a bit of a cop-out, really, and it really annoys me. But they still sell them on there. And selling fucking well.
I've fallen out of love with Seymour a little bit recently.
Yeah, I have too.
I was tempted towards the Looney Tunes one if they weren't painted, because my old man likes his Looney Tunes, so it'd have been a nice, like, big birthday present if I had got that and painted it all up. My dad's 66 this year, so it'd have been nice to have got him that as a birthday present or a Christmas present or something like that. Because my dad's retiring soon. He's retiring this year, a few months. So even if I painted half of them, and then my dad could finish it, that kind of thing. But not when they're already pre-painted.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying to you about.
But I get why they did it. And I think it's a good idea in the grand scheme of things it did, because it's a kids' game to get kids into the hobby, into the game. They're not going to do that paint everything. So I get why they did it. I think it's a good thing this one they did. It's just a shame because I'd want to paint.
But there isn't anything stopping you buying them and then painting them.
Yeah, but half the fun is painting them, and I don't want to worry about stripping the miniatures because they don't know what paint they've used.
I would just spray over the top of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I bet they're not. They'll be pre-coloured plastic. Will be what it will be.
Probably, and then, although saying that, that's a lot of different colours to pre-cast.
Yeah, I just don't think. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they would get the quality for the quantity they're getting.
Be a conveyor belt will ask them.
Yeah.
So just have a conveyor belt of paint. There we go. Start of the whip. Come on.
Oh yeah.
But I was a little bit disappointed, if I'm honest. But it's just how it is.
Yeah. That's it. Renegade did one, and then they went actually because they had loads of people go. Actually, we wanted to paint them.
Yeah.
So you chose. Scott Pilgrim, that was it. And maybe because it was more of a Scott Pilgrim's more of a adult themed. Maybe that's why they did that.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Kickstarter games, is one I'm very interested in. That's literally released today. No minis this time, but it's by Good Oak Games and a Human Punishment series, like Cyberpunkin.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic art, so I'm like, oh, I'm tempted for that.
My goal this year is not to buy any minis or any Kickstarters.
This one I'm tempted for anyway because I knew it was coming, and it's a property I quite enjoy.
Yeah.
That one I'm definitely up for. I'm not getting many more. I'm going to get the Pain and Piety box with Martin, and then I think there'll be maybe a couple of conversions, this, that, and the other. But I want to get everything finished.
Yeah. I just need to reduce my footing, like my amount of stuff I've got to paint before I do anything else.
That makes sense. So I get that. I'm going to be 2 minutes, all right? Just got to pop off for a second.
Yeah, no bother.
Just
Press the X. Give it a... There we go. Hello. Just so it's easy, I'll knock you off. I just kicked you out, and then it's just easier.
I thought I heard the door go, so
Yeah, it's fine.
just in case it was my my parcel.
Well, yeah.
You never know with the Royal Mail at this point.
Oh no, mine seems to turn up really late actually. Usually,
They'll come through.
so I might go in about 15 minutes anyway, because
Yeah, I make some food.
yeah, not that I know one.
Good burn supper.
No, not tonight.
I tempted to go and get some. go out there, pick up some egg sheets and tatties.
They've got any left? That could also be a problem.
This is one way we can hang out as opposed to with COVID and everything, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's it. That's instead of just like, yeah, it's just
Meeting up down the shop for a painting session, come here, I suppose.
and sometimes you can get loads of views. I never get much more than like 10.
Yeah.
I know like Erin does a bit better. It just depends. Like some people just do better at getting lots of views. I'm just not one of them.
Time as well. I mean, we just did it in the afternoon, just as you do.
Well, that is also, yeah. You know, it's almost middle of the day sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I bet there'll be more people this lockdown that are working from home now.
Yeah, people have figured out how to work from home and how to continue to exploit their capitalist workers.
Yep. This is it. So.
All comes down to capitalism at the end of the day, isn't it, really?
Oh, yeah. This is it. As long as they can make money, who cares?
see if Martin's got his intro video done yet for the channel.
I watched yours. It's good.
Thank you. He's going to be answering the same questions to see, just to create like almost a standard for him, just so we've got the same kind of opening.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Be curious to see what he says. Obviously, mine's quite straightforward, if you know me.
Yes.
But I wouldn't know, really, if you were to ask Martin what his favourite character was, I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Nope. This is it. Like, yeah, if you ask me, fuck knows, because I don't know many. But I'm not a
Laurie person.
No, exactly. It's a newer thing for me, that.
That's why it'd be interesting to see what, say, Alan, who I reckon I'll probably be Russ or something like that.
Yeah.
One of the Wolves.
To be honest, if I was going to have a Space Marine army, it would be Wolves.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just like the models.
I like the Horus Heresy Blood Angels. Very cool.
Hi, Jason. Wow. He's the one who did my. He's the one who did my logo for me.
Oh yeah. I'll have to look at maybe doing a logo sometime.
I know, a really good one. How you keeping? I am painting a. Basically, it's going to be my new Noble Demon Prince. How well you can kind of see. He started great at the start of this, so just heavily dry brushing to then do a bit more dry brushing.
Well, I was actually scared when I dry brushed a while back because it's been so long since I use it as a tool.
Oh, I love dry brushing. It's one of my favourite things.
Yeah, especially with a model like this, I wouldn't be able to really dry brush much.
See you soon. I think it works quite well as well, like Nurgly, because you've got lots of like raised areas and pustules and.
Yeah, the Dark Eldar do not seem like a very beginner-friendly army to paint.
No. Hey, guess what I've been painting? So,
Right?
Hero Beast is the guy that I'm painting the Mimic.
Uh-huh.
But I was maybe a little bit aggressive with one.
You broke it.
But it's fine. It made it easier to get into his mouth, so.
Silver lining.
Doesn't mean it's getting posted for a while, because I'm so far behind on posts.
You are.
Yeah. Like, I've got one going up tonight at 6, whenever that's going to be, the next half an hour, that basically I painted a Dark Elf,
Uh-huh.
and I'm donating it to Erin's live stream that she's doing 24-hour live stream. So basically, whoever, yeah, it'll be an easy fix. I've just green stuff. I'll be able to fix it.
Awesome.
So So yeah, every person who donates will
be in for a chance for it.
My watch is just detecting this is exercise, dry brushing. Yeah, I'll be able to easily fix him, and I've done almost finished the cheetah guy, not cheetah. Yeah, cheetah warrior type guy. He's almost done. Just need to give him a wash.
Still painting the homunculus.
Well, as I said to you though, this is my style of painting. Is like lots of little bits.
It might not actually look that much different to the last time I put him up to the camera for you.
Yeah, mine won't look much different, but if you actually could see it, lots of like lighter patches now. And I'm just about to go around and paint all his pustules like different colours.
Yeah, I'm marking out a bit more of the skin cloak. I did a bit of the whip. I'm now going back onto his skin cloak to try and break it up, get a bit of little contrast into it. Just make it pop a bit more, make it look not like a cloak, but as a patchwork. So I'm using lots of little sparse bits of highlights.
Oh yeah.
Just try and show off where the lines are without trying to ruin all the model effect I've already done. It's a balance in that, really. Just layering a lighter skin colour over the top, just hoping for the best.
That's generally how I paint, in general.
Glazes.
No, just paint over it and hope for the best.
Yeah, there's that.
Like, there was a while where people, like, because apparently I'm quite good at getting, like, colour palettes to work quite well together. And they're like, oh, how do you do it? Do you use a guide? And I'm like, no, I just pick colours out.
Yeah, like for the hex scheme that I do for my covens, it's actually straight from the rule book, from the codex.
Yeah.
The problem is there are no guides, nothing for this scheme, anything out there.
Oh.
So I took the pictures back when I was in Norwich. So I went in. Was it Norwich? Yeah. I went in to look for the colours for this guy a couple of years ago now, year and a half ago. And I went in and I was like, I'm looking for these colours for this particular one. They were like, oh, have you tried our website for schemes? Because obviously I picked up the codex and I was like, this one. And I was like, yeah, there's nothing out there. He's like, oh, that's weird. So literally I just had to stand there next to their full range. You go, that looks right. That looks right. That and that could go together to make that'll do. I think it came out all right.
Yeah.
But it's definitely nerve-wracking. That's why I'm having to repaint him, because I jumped straight into him, and obviously it looked awful.
Yeah.
But I've gotten a lot better now. Ooh, I think it's just wobbly. I thought, oh, I snapped something, because it's a bit wobbly, and I was like, I think it's just a wobbly model.
Yeah.
Be spindly. I love a bit of trivia now and again.
Do you know what's really frustrating is when I take a picture of this model, you're not going to see this green, like slightly greener at the top.
Yeah.
It's just never a good way of.
I've never been good at photographing minis.
Nope. Because literally, I've made like the like highest up skin is just a slightly. Well, it's not actually. It's quite a bit of a green difference. But once it dries, it'll be better.
Yeah.
But you won't see it in a photo.
Yeah. So my models are a lot better in person than they do on Instagram, on my phone.
Yeah.
That's why I'm looking forward to be able to go have a few games in person so I can be like, look at my models, look how good they are.
Pretty things.
Give me compliments. Give me self-esteem or boost.
Show me love.
It's like, I think Martin's getting really excited for the idea of doing army showcases. And I'm like, oh, mine's not painted. So, but they'll still look good. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Just threw my pen across the not pen, my dry brush across the room.
Now, why would you do such a thing?
Well, I was meant to be throwing it in the pot of water, but completely missed it. I think I can get it. There we go.
Shame we couldn't have 3 people on a video live at the same time.
Yeah. This is why some people just do Twitch now.
Yeah, I can imagine. I've never really got into my Twitch, so I don't really know anything.
It's not my thing.
Well, I know it started off more as a gaming platform, and I don't really do any gaming, so it never really appealed to me.
No. This is, yeah. No, I've got a similar sort of, it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I think also now, because Instagram at one point you could only have an hour-long video.
All right.
And then it'd kick you out, whereas now they don't care.
Because
So
they've got a competitor now.
and it's like within group chats at one point there was like a limit of like I think it was 6 different people in a one room.
Oh, wow.
Type thing. But now that it's unlimited, so you never know, it might come.
We'll see.
Nope, I do not like that.
Hmm?
So I just painted a load of like luminous colours on my demon prints, and I hate it. So I'm now trying to get that paint off before it dries.
The joys.
I think I've been able to save it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just didn't look right.
Crazy to think this model was painted completely differently last night. I'll send you a before and after pic.
It's good to see before and after, I think, as well.
Mm. And get some good pictures of it.
I've got macro setting on my phone, and if you can get an app that does macro setting for you, it might not. It's a certain lens, but that is what I tell people is quite good. It's getting a macro setting because it then picks up the little details.
Pick up all my brush strokes.
That's the only problem. That is literally the problem is with that, is that, yeah, it'll pick up every little error.
You're like, but that doesn't look like that in reality.
Hello.
I promise it's not that bad.
No, I am.
Don't do yourself a disservice.
I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I'm not painting to win competitions.
No, I mean, either. I don't think I would win competitions.
Don't want to either, to be honest.
I mean, it'd be nice to win a couple, but I'm not there yet.
I don't want to be.
It's like, you see, have you ever looked up Riaf's Golden Demon winnings?
No.
Holy shit. Just all you have to do is put in Golden Demon and Riaf. You can see you did a Thunderhawk and there was something else. And oh my god.
But I wonder how many days of time he put into those.
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
Whereas really, I just paint minis to put it onto the table to throw dice. Not that I really get to throw dice, but...
I do it just for my own enjoyment, really, because I don't get a chance to throw dice. When I do, I don't throw many. But it'd be nice to be playing a few more games. Especially with the group chat going on. I think everybody would be up for that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I definitely think...
A nice crusade or something going on.
Yeah, because I'd love to do a crusade, but I just know I couldn't commit to it.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I'd have enough time to... Unless it's, like, pre-arranged.
Good fun, though. Do you mean have a chance against Alan Spaceballs and maybe win again?
Yeah.
That was a bloodbath.
Unless you all went, let's do this day. Jonathan, you battle me this day. If we did that enough in advance that I can book it, brilliant.
I honestly don't think I'm going to win against Alan again.
Why?
You see it coming this time.
Yeah.
Stay the fuck away. He's like, oh yeah, I'm a Spaceball, so I should do well in close combat. Yeah, Ragnar did well. Everything else died.
Yeah, someone did that with their Space Wolves army to me. They ran them into me, and it was just like, nope. Don't.
Yeah, because we played that first game, and it was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'll do a bit of shooting, a bit of close combat, and then it's like, yeah, my guys, you need to fight them in close combat. And I did. It was, again, a bloodbath.
Yeah. Like, there's lots of cool little rules that I forget most of them because I just can't be bothered as well.
Yeah. So what makes me very curious to see if they were to do an Emperor Shogun Codex, because that'll get the same treatment as like Death Guard. It'll get reinvented from the ground up.
Yeah.
Very curious to see what they do with that. This is a lot of Beartooth recently.
Sorry?
Band Beartooth, they're a great band. I've listened to a fair bit of them recently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Do you know?
Nope.
Yeah, pretty good.
I say, because really, if I'm listening to music, it's either on Spotify when I'm like having a shower or something, or Radio 1.
So very limited what I hear.
Yeah, I've got my Spotify on right now. Always got Spotify on at some point. Or I'm playing a game, I'll have it on in the background, or reading, it's on in the background, I'm on the motorbike, it's on in the background.
Yeah.
I am 100% music junkie. No point trying to deny it.
Nope, no point.
I know what I am. I am what I am.
I am the one and only.
Down with the Monkeless is barefoot. Because of course he is. Yeah, I've played one game with my Dark Elder in my life.
Yeah.
So it'd be very interesting to play again. That was back when I was in the army. That was before I came to Aberdeen.
Yeah, I remember you saying when we...
I've not played with them since. It'd be very interesting to play them again.
Just never play... If you want a game where you have, like, fun and you don't get, like, stomped, don't play against Hefe or Steve.
Yeah, I've heard.
Like, don't get me wrong, he's a lovely guy. He really is a nice guy, but...
You'll get murdered.
You will get murdered because he's very knowledgeable about it and he knows his armies and...
It just comes to some people, you know?
Yeah. He's one of those people that if he entered competitions actually would do very well.
Yeah.
But I don't think he has any interest in entering competitions.
Not for everyone, I suppose.
No.
I mean, it's definitely not my thing.
No. I just like it for the fact that you get many games in one go.
Yeah.
And it's not playing the same person every time as well.
Yeah, that's why I like the idea of having two armies. Because one, I can play games at home on my table with anyone who wants to try it.
Yeah.
And two, to play with you, like, despite them both, yeah, I know Dark Elder aren't Slanesh, but they kind of are at the same time. They'll both play completely differently.
Oh, gosh, yes.
So at least that way, you know, when you're playing me, it won't be the same each time.
Yeah.
Like, depending on what mood I'm in, it also depends on how stupid choices I make. Like,
it's not too bad, like, because we have a natural flow of conversation as well.
Yeah, it's not just there for a game kind of thing. The game is a facilitator for we chat. Yeah. It's like when we played, I made that stupid decision, and I know it was stupid, and I did it full known what stupid decision it was when I could have kept my demon prince on an objective. You managed to kill one of my guys. I was like, oh, hell no, and I just sent my demon prince after him.
Yes.
It was the wrong decision to make. It was a stupid decision to make, but I did it anyway because it was amusing.
But also you were learning, and you won't do it again.
Oh, no, I would do it again. I knew it was a bad idea to take my demon prince off the objective on the last turn of the game. But I don't care. You killed my boy.
Yeah, no, I think if I played, I'd probably, like, I don't know fully the new Death Guard Codex because I'm not getting it at the moment.
Yeah.
I just don't see the point. Like, it's not like I'm going to be playing next week.
That's like when me and Alan played. he killed off my chaos sword.
Yeah.
It became like a vengeance mission. I don't care what's going anywhere else. I'm killing Ragnar. Like, I know none of these are tactical advantages, but I don't care. I'm doing it anyway. I'm a painter. I don't play games. So when I do play games, I'm playing a game. I'm not in it to win it. I'm in it to twat around like an idiot.
Yep.
There is.
That's it. That's exactly what it should be, though.
Yeah.
To me. No, I do respect people who spent hours learning a codex and knowing that literally you do this, and then facilitate this, but then.
That's a hobby all in itself, though, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah. That's it.
It's just not my hobby.
Yep, that's it. And you know what? Steve's a good painter as well, actually.
Say again?
Steve's a good painter as well.
Yeah. I know Martin's not really into his painting.
No.
He's like, oh, I've got some Celeste that you can paint potentially later. I'm like, if you want me to do your Celeste for you, I don't mind doing that.
This is it. This is what I say is like, hiya, I paint people's minis and I know how much, and I don't, a lot of people just keep quite secret what they charge people. I basically work out how many hours I'm going to spend and times it by 10.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, that's why if I were to, I'm not charging Connor or anything for doing the Megazord. If I were to charge someone for that, I'd just be like, rough price it, like, just like, look, I can do it. If you want it done in a week, it's going to cost you. If you want me to take the time over, do it over a month, it's going to cost you a lot less.
Well, I never ever give times, so I never say to somebody, I'm going to get it done in a month. Because I always say to people is that if you want a good quality thing, don't expect it like next week.
Yeah.
Like, I work full time. I've got quite a physically and mentally demanding job.
Yeah.
Like, there's days I come home from work, even days off when I'm off work, and I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm not.
Yeah, cool.
I'm literally going to sit here and just do fuck all.
Yeah. No, I get that feeling.
And, because, yeah, I've had it before, it's like how somebody asked me to quote them, and I said, oh, yeah, it'll be about this, and it's like, cool, can you do that in a week? And I'm like, nope, bye.
Can't do it in a week, yeah, if you double the price, mate.
No, like, I won't take it. If somebody wants it done in a certain amount of time, I won't take it. Unless it's something very, like, one figure, I can do that. But if they want, like, X amount, like somebody wanted, like, 6 different models, but they were all, like, kind of basically character models, so, you know, naturally going to take slightly longer as well. And I was like, nope.
You see that over there? That's a fuck. Gets it.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it's not worth stressing about as well.
No, exactly.
I feel if you've got, you want to get it done in a week, well, I'm not going to do that because then I'm not going to give you the quality that I expect to give you.
Yeah. Like, if I was a full-time job, that'd be fine because I could just rush it through, but it's not. So I'm not spending full-time hours on a job that I do part-time.
Not even part-time sometimes. You know.
You know what I mean, then?
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah. And that's it.
So this isn't my full-time job, mate.
I do usually say that. It's like, look, don't expect miracles. I work full-time. I'm a carer, so it's quite a demanding job.
Yeah.
Don't expect me to be done next week.
Yeah.
Because they'd be more than happy to message me at any point and say, can you show me an update?
Exactly. It should be. I think, unfortunately, a lot of people expect miracles, and even people in the hobby who don't paint but game, I think sometimes they underestimate just how long it takes to paint something.
Yeah, that's it.
So, I mean, like, take what I'm painting right now. If we were to add on an extra hour for building and prep, right? Because obviously I didn't do that today. I've still got another couple of hours left on this. Easy. Minimum. Couple of hours.
Yep.
And we've been, going for how long now? 3 hours?
3 hours 45.
Yeah, so just for the like of easy, 4 hours. I probably need another couple of hours. That's 60 quid at tenner an hour. And people will go, it's not worth that, it's a single figure. I'm not paying 60 quid for you to paint one figure. But you also expect these results.
Yeah, that's it. You expect this. This is the time it takes.
Yeah.
And I know somebody's literally quoted me, asked me to quote them something. I quoted them, and I know they went to different people to ask them, and I'm like, fine. Like,
They were hoping that you were overpricing yourself.
yeah, and then I go, and like I said to him, I'm assuming you're asking other people because you've not said anything, and he's gone yes, and I've gone cool.
No worries, how you do?
You know, this is the charge I'm doing, like.
But I appreciate you wanting to shop around, but you ain't gonna find much.
No, I don't know. I don't know. Like the £10 a model, like £10 an hour model is probably not the cheapest model out there, but
yeah, but what can you do in an hour?
yeah. And I always quote less hours than it's gonna more. I always quote less hours than it actually takes me to paint it anyway.
Yeah,
you know.
You're not a business.
Nope.
In the sense of, say, Steve Studios or someone like this.
Yeah. This is it. It's not my full-time job.
I'd love to know how much it costs to get armies commissioned by them.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Like it's beautiful, like, but actually the cheaper stuff that's basically tabletop standard is okay. You never see photos of it.
Do you see it? Because I know a lot of the big YouTube channels use them, don't they?
Yeah.
With their armies. And at that point, it is essentially you want good quality equipment for your videos. So you want your paint jobs to be decent.
Yeah.
But still, it's like ridiculous quality.
Oh, yeah. Like, I can see why they charge what they charge.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful models. One day I'll be that level. One day.
I tell you, go and look at Spartan 3.6, I think it is. Oh,
yeah.
Go and look at his, and he's just a nice guy. Actually, I've got him on Facebook, and he's the one who said, "Why are you using such thick washes? Why are you not collecting it after, like when it's pooling?" And I was like, "Because that's what it's what you do." And he's like, "No, that's not what you do.
That's how you get your marks on it."
And I was like, "Oh, is that not what you do? Okay, what do I do?" And then I learned how to paint after that.
Yeah, take your brush and just soak up the pools. Then get watermarks.
Yeah. And this is it. Unless you're told that, you don't know.
Nowadays,
Yeah.
my ones as glazes, really. I don't tend to use them as washes. Although
Yeah.
I use my Dark Elder for their cloaks. I use a green shade. That's because it's fabric. The fabric's always a fucking cunt. Yeah. So I've probably spent about 6, 7 hours so far on this mini. So I think I did about an hour last night on him.
Jeez.
Obviously, it's not the highest quality that I can do. That's because I'm doing a scheme that I don't really do, so
Yeah.
I'm cautious. I don't do a lot of painting skin, especially not skin close.
Yeah.
The whole thing, you're kind of cautious about it.
Oh yeah, like I've got
And
quite a good.
some crannies to get as well.
When was the? I don't paint a lot of skin, and it was when I was doing all the Hellboy minis. That's when I learned to paint skin.
Yeah.
And just learned how to paint different coloured skin and stuff like that.
So obviously this skin's borderline albino.
That's yeah. So when I was painting my Dark Elf, that will be up in 10 minutes. I had to learn how to do like more Dark Elf skin.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of messages to Erin. She don't mind.
This isn't even because you can't even follow a dark elf skin tutorial for this because the hex are actually more pale than an average dark elder.
Yep.
It's due to the stuff that they do, has left them essentially on the verge of albinism, all of them.
Yeah.
So you can't even just go, oh, look up that dark elf scheme, which is a shame. No shortcuts for poor Connor.
Nope. Okay.
I am looking forward to convert some abominations for them, though.
Yeah, that should be quite cool. Well, I'm hoping in the next 10 minutes I'll be putting a wash on and then I'll be done with this.
Not bad, not bad.
Demon
Earth
completely.
grade. Wash on all of his
It's not bad for 4 hours.
bones. Yeah, I've literally just painted this. I got the Megazord over in case I got bored and I'm like, I've been painting this for the last 4 hours.
Well, this is why I like these now because you know, like just sitting, just painting, where you can just sit and paint with somebody else and you can chat to them or.
I'm getting Connor into painting as well slowly. He's been interested in it. Obviously, with all the board games as well, it's something that he's interested in trying at least. Especially when I told him, "Yeah, I'm not painting all your Power Rangers. You can do that,
Or you can hire me.
or he can hire you." I think he started painting a few of the Rangers. I think it's more of like it's kind of daunting.
Yes. It's something he loves as well, and that's the thing.
And with me, literally 4 minute walk away because he lives just down the road from me.
Yeah.
It's now that we've got time, I can show him some things, and he can come over anytime. So now that we started, he's taking that first step into it.
Yeah. I agree. The thing is like Power Rangers especially is something. For knowing how much he's got, is something he loves.
Yeah.
So it makes it even more daunting.
Yeah, exactly that. That's what I said to him. Worst case scenario, we can figure out how to strip him and take the paint off.
Oh, resin's really easy to strip. You just have to be careful because it goes soft.
Yeah, I know. I have stripped a Primark.
Ah, yeah, of course.
My first, and I'm going to be stripping full Sanguinius as well. There's a lot of that mini I don't like. I don't like the demon on the base. I don't like how I painted his gold armor. I mean, I liked it for the time, I painted it just under a year ago now. But I know I can do better.
I'm trying not to repaint stuff.
That's why I managed to get hold of a second Fulgrim, so I've got one to compare to.
Yeah.
But I don't think I can really get away with getting a duplicate of all my Primarchs.
I think you could.
I could.
Don't tell anybody.
I've got a store.
And they don't. Like, who needs to know?
No, anyways, I've got a store all, haven't I?
Yeah, that's well, yeah.
I mean, I've got Fulgrim, Russ, Magnus, Sanguinius, Kurz, Ferris. If I were to get a second Sanguinius, a second Ferris, obviously I strip Ferris and repaint him. I'll just be inundated with Primarchs just living in a box somewhere.
That's it. And if you ever move in with anybody as well, like they've got to accept seeing them.
Yeah.
And that's like Laura, she has no interest in all this. She just, it's not her. She doesn't really care for the games. So it's not, I'm not going to put that on. I'm not going to have like all my Warhammer on show. Because why would you? Unless you're both into it, why would you?
Yeah, I know. Me and Sarah were talking about living together after the first lockdown, where I literally lived together. We lived together.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to bring my cabinets and that. She's like, yeah, that'd be cool. So she had no problem with that.
Yeah, and I think she will let me have some like shelf space to have, because I've got like a fairly like loads of like not pops, but like loads of Captain America stuff. I've got a lot of Squirtle stuff as well.
Okay.
In my bedroom, and because I quite like Squirtle, so she's already said, yeah, that's fine, but I've got to find somewhere to put them.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to want them in your living room, like.
See, I'm quite lucky because I use the Calaxes.
Oh yeah.
The glass cabinets in, and luckily they allow me to be a lot more. It looks nicer.
Yeah.
It's really handy because it looks neater.
Yeah.
I mean, right. You haven't seen them yet. Look, my camera.
Oh yeah.
So obviously, I would have my speaker. I have a speaker that normally sits behind it.
Yeah.
I mean, the glass cabinets look so much neater.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've got the books as well. And I've got another bookcase which is exactly the same, which doesn't have the glass. It doesn't look as bad.
Yeah.
So
yeah, so I think got a similar sort of look to that, yeah.
So having the glass cabinets in there, it just looks so much neater, which is really quite happy.
I just don't think I could, if that makes sense, with Laura.
Yeah.
What's fine. It doesn't really bother me. Because I've magnetised all mine to go into like a carry case, like a underbed storage boxes. So like all mine's in underbed storage boxes. They're not under my bed because you can't get under my bed in this flat, but they're all in those sort of boxes, so they're easily. We're about to be cut off. So 5, 3, 2, 1.